did.
Right. Well, that was quite a long time ago.
Okay, so
Like, dude, that's just too bad of luck.
Do that
If you roll a 2, then it sticks. But
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer. Do the inspiration base, do they hang out endlessly, or is it just this session?
No, they hang out. I'll ask at the end of the session who still has one, and then they'll carry over for the next session. So if you don't use it, you have it for the next. So it's if you give it away, that's when it goes away.
Oh,
So
and that other person has to use it.
Yeah, they have to use it. If they don't use it that session, it goes away.
Okay.
But anything that I reward,
But we can build those up then and have more than 1 or 2.
you can have 3 max.
Okay.
I think I put that in my house rules, right? 3 or 4. I forget what it is. It's in my house rules.
Check the website, everyone.
Yeah, check the website.
I do all the time, you know.
World of Harthron.
Now that you send it to my email so I can actually see it, because I can't see it good on my phone.
All right. So we'll go ahead and get started here.
Layout, so you should be able to see it on your phone, everyone.
Yep. Yeah, I have it on my phone.
I'm just blind, that's all.
Yeah.
It's too small for me.
I understand.
Oh. All right. Okay. So where we last?
Sorry, one other clarification on the inspiration.
Yeah.
If we wanted to give it to somebody, could we do that in the moment, like they're about to roll, or they already rolled, and I say, "Oh, give me the die"?
Not if they've already rolled. You can do it right before they roll.
Okay.
In the sense that if you want to give them, if you're really worried that you guys want to make sure you make a roll, that's when you could give it to them. Give them the D20. Or in a situation where you guys know it's gonna be a hairy situation. But if he's already rolled, not in this sense, not like with yours, where you can, because I think yours is reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's a bonus actually.
Yeah, or bonus action. Okay.
No, it would have to happen beforehand.
It does have to happen before. Okay, so.
Both of them are the same.
Yeah.
I think your cunning action, you can use it as a response.
Well, I think that's different. I think that's when you're higher level, and that's more of a bard class than the beguiler thing.
My bad.
Correct. I don't have the cutting word.
Yeah, he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutting word is reaction.
All right, then forget what I said. You know.
So he doesn't have cutting word. So, all right, so we're all good.
Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
Nope. So we left off last with the group returning the dwarves back to Sunter Hold. You guys are, I believe, a day away now.
Yeah, we're a day. You said
a day away from the hold. You guys had an encounter at camp. So last night you had an encounter with 4 mountain trolls that you guys were able to take down. However, Flamezor got pretty messed up, pretty hurt, and if it wasn't for Cass's think quicken about putting a wall of force around him, he probably would have died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I got so
hey,
mad.
Andrew.
Hey.
So
Hey.
Yep. So that's kind of where we last left off. The end of that fight. They don't have. You can search them. They don't have any loot on them at all. So there's no treasure whatsoever on these 4 mountain trolls. But that's kind of where we left off. So.
Slice one of its heads off
So what do you guys do?
out of rage.
Hey, Slosh.
Yes.
Bill, who is it that said these guys came down from the mountains? Was that Slosh or Carlene?
Carlane, I think.
Carlane said they're mountain trolls. He didn't necessarily said they came down from the mountains, but he called them out saying they're mountain trolls.
Okay. So they have nothing on them?
No, nothing of value on them at all.
Do you want to track them back to where they came from, maybe? I mean, as a group, we could. Do you want to find the
Do
track?
you think if they came down from the mountains, should they have stuff on them?
I mean, the mountains are a day away, not necessarily if they're just out hunting.
Okay.
There you go. We'll say. I think your idea, Garther, is a good one. Let's follow their attacks for a little bit. See which way they go, please.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do we want to heal up Flamesore first because he's almost dead over here?
And I'm just raging cutting off all their heads.
While you're bleeding out. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a good time right now. I briefly contemplate taking a kneecap as a trophy.
Where are we?
Don't
Kneecap as a skull cap.
Yeah, there you go.
Skull kneecap. Just take the skin.
Who
with
said
it.
that?
cancel a system in that build.
All right.
Be quiet, you loud mouth. Cause I'm just mad right now.
Okay.
And
So
just
you cutting the heads off,
Overkill.
hacking at them, overkilling. He's just hacking away into them. Okay. All right. So you guys then will wait until morning. You're gonna heal up. Heal up Flamesore at all.
Thank you. Well, was this? Where was this during the day as we were traveling?
This
it
is
was
at night.
second.
This was a watch.
Yeah.
Second watch. This all.
Oh, so
This
we're
all-
gonna get our spells
So-
back
Yes.
in the
yes.
morning. So
So
That's
after
correct.
just an hour, he can roll some of his hit dice to regain regain hit points.
Yep. Yeah. If he so,
So why-
chooses
do you want-
to do that.
Well, that would make So you want to heal yourself?
what?
This is
What is my
how 5e is very different.
Huh?
What is my health at?
So right now you are minus 42.
Oh. I'm at 50 hit points. I'm a tough little fella. Okay, so how many
So-
hit dice do I have?
So what's your hit die type, right?
You have 8.
You have 8 10-siders that you can roll to regain hit points. So you
no,
want
you
to
don't
use
want to
like
roll them all now.
and you're down 40, right? So what
And
should you
your
roll
con
first?
bonus too.
Right.
Con?
So what's your con?
My con is +3.
Plus 3. So
So if you use 4 dice,
you can even just use 3 to start with, right?
Because you can always.
Because if you maxed out,
you can add different ones. Like so you can just roll one. You max out. You can roll another one, and then another one, and then another one. You
Right.
don't have to roll them all at once.
Okay, I'll roll 1 + 3.
oh,
13.
13. Okay, roll
Alright,
again.
Alright, so 13.
How
You used
does
one.
the hit point level work
11.
again? Like you had, so we could roll or we could do something else.
Yeah, so the high average is what they call it. And so
So 10-sider. Well, what are you?
You've got
What are you?
D12, so
Yeah,
7.
7.
Okay, or it takes
So yeah, it's 10
Yep.
more.
Plus
So
your.
you can use another
Plus you get
one.
that. Then you add your
minus 10.
Right.
Or
just stay minus.
stay minus 10.
Yeah, it's always that thing because the average
always
is actually
another
6.5.
Yep.
So
If you want to be full health.
Remember, you might need to use those later in the day too.
Yeah.
Still, because you're using this now, you might need to use some of them later.
are you feeling
It's
lucky?
up to you.
Well,
You just stay minus 10.
are you
or roll
punks?
another
Very
die.
nice. Terrin last time, no.
Then I would just take high average.
I do have a wisdom score -1,
I'm
though,
gonna
so.
do it.
Oh, wisdom's
And I'm full health.
Yep.
Alright, so he's all
Yep,
better.
2.
Alright.
Alright.
perfect.
Well, you're at third,
So like
so
a 4 there.
right?
Am I
Or you
third?
went to second
Yeah.
last time. No, you're at third now.
Am I at 3rd now?
Yes, you're third.
Yep.
I'm sorry because we weren't on the email. Now I have your
92
email. And
Okay,
so
pretty
you-
good.
You'll be
Just
up
take the
to
high
Yeah.
average and you'll add whatever your hit
From here
points
on
is to
out.
it.
Yeah. I think I'll do that, so that's 2.
Yeah,
4.
don't take the chance of rolling.
Yeah.
Man could probably
Don't,
take
don't
up
even
10
worry about
times.
this too. Just take the 10-7 and just leave it.
Yeah, I should
So-
Slosh does the same. He's all better.
So that means your hit point total is.
All right,
See if I
so
can do
I
math.
think
Was anybody else hurt?
Garther's -1, and Mardo, you're -13.
Okay. I'll take one of my hit dice then.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. The new system is basically far less reliant on healers
Plus
in between combat.
three.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody can take
And
so you
63
have-
is 9.
whatever your level is. That's
So
how
you
many hit dice you have.
Okay.
And if you're mixed levels, then you have mixed hit dice. But
And I've
you
got
can
5 hit
use
dice left.
up to
Perfect.
all of your hit dice after
Okay.
a short rest, which is an hour.
All right,
Oh, just to
so
heal
good morning, you guys.
Wow. But then you regain them after a while.
Wake on up
That's
and
cool.
see.
So at this point, he's
Some
down.
of the person tracking, are we gonna try to did that just die off, or are we?
No, you had to wait till the morning, though.
Yeah, we had to wait.
So
a
Carlane
crap.
says,
Wow.
I mean, if we're
But
gonna,
So what you do is you,
Well, I mean,
right,
you
so
wanna
you
show-
roll a d12 and say, okay, this
Pick
plus
up
your
the trail
con
at least.
Wow.
is healed back.
That's
We were
awesome.
talking about me talking. You guys
I'd
are
rather pick it
having
up
a
right now
conversation
because
over
it's
the
fresh.
computer while
Am I
we're
correct?
playing.
Like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's better when it's right away. If I know my rangers of you guys.
yeah, I mean, it would be better, but we could lose the tracks just as well. It's a little harder at night versus during the day.
Well, I mean, if
But
they
I
use
mean,
if they use a really
torches.
bright light while they track, then things can find them faster, right?
And it'd be us using the light. We'll
Right.
be the light. So he says, yeah, we can do it. We just need to have light to do it.
You get torches.
All right. So yeah. So he'll definitely he can follow the tracks. He says, yeah, they're heading towards the mountains.
Alright.
So
Just wait till morning to follow. Is that what everybody wants to do? Go find their treasure? If
I
that's
don't know.
What there is there.
I mean,
Carlene says, what about aren't we gonna return?
Yeah, they'd like to come along. Hey guys, you'd love to come fight some more mountain trolls if there is any, but treasure.
Moloch says, no, I would like to go home.
There's plenty of gold, Moloch.
I would
I
like
think
to go
it would be
home and
better
see
if
my
we get
dad.
these people home.
Is this different directions? I thought we were headed towards the mountain.
Stop being.
Yeah,
You are, but it is
What,
off.
like, how far off? Like a day?
You're not. He just. I don't know.
Stop being greedy.
It's towards the mountains. I don't
Here's-
know in the sense of how far it's going to detour us.
here's
off.
the thing: they're not
off
carrying
of our
anything, right?
Could we?
No, they're not. The mountain trolls didn't have anything.
Right, but
What if there's more trolls there?
and if they want,
Attack other people wandering around.
right,
There's a lot of Moloch says. There's a lot of things that attack from these mountains.
what I'm saying is,
There's
if,
a lot of stuff.
if they were humans, I would say, well, they don't have stuff. That means there's a camp nearby.
If you guys wish to go off
But-
and track the mountain
Keep your
trolls,
hyperactive.
we're gonna go home. We're gonna head home.
How much? Yeah.
I will follow you to make sure you get there.
Carlene
I'll
says,
come with
I
you.
as well. I'm gonna go with the dwarves.
If you want to leave
Me
without
too.
your healer, that's fine. Go fight your trolls
You
alone.
guys just go over the edge, man. Jeez, just want some more treasure. I guess not. Let's go to the Sunter Hold. Just want to kill
We
some.
can't leave the dwarves on guard.
I just want to rid this lands of all this evil, and you guys.
You want to fill your pockets with more gold.
Go
That's all
return
you
them.
are.
I mean, Moloch will stay. There's a lot of evil in these mountains to
Yeah.
kill.
You can take it out one by one, you know? We just killed 4 mountain trolls. You saw how fast that was.
Yes.
How easy that was.
Yes, I was very impressed.
Hey, I saw you take some great shots there, too.
I got lucky.
Well,
I'm thinking we have a
I
build,
think
right?
it's skill, you know.
Wait, what?
Lucky maybe one time,
We have
but I saw like 3 or
flying
4
people,
shots.
right?
So I mean,
yeah, that's a big wyvern.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I got.
Yeah, that can fly just fine.
So
I'm thinking, why don't we
But
just send
yes,
the river and
we would
scout out
rather
the place
return
and then
home.
leave it, come back.
if you, I do not want to interrupt you seeking your bounty, but we are a day away from home, and we've been away for 3 years.
Yeah.
We want to go home.
Oh, if we're just one day from home, why don't we just drop them off and come back?
Exactly. You can
Okay.
always come
Carlene
back.
says we
Yeah.
might not be able to find the trail.
Right.
That's fine. Let's just get the dwarves.
Keldai, you want to come with after? I'm guessing you. I know you're adventurous, Keldai.
He goes, I would.
Before it diverges from the path we would otherwise take.
Will lead us away from the path that we would
I mean,
otherwise
aren't they
take.
both headed south and we're headed south?
Yeah, but Carlene says it's not going to lead us directly to Sunter Hold.
But
It's
how
going to
about-
take us off
How
track
about we-
sooner or later.
We follow
So-
that until we curve off,
Okay, he says.
and then we
Yeah,
can.
let's just make
Then
a
we can.
choice when we have to. Right now, they're right in the same direction, right?
Just so we know the rough direction.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So you guys will travel probably about a half a day following this path, which is still heading right to Sunter Hold, Carlene says. and then the path goes off to the west.
Okay. Like southwest?
Yeah, southwest. Yes. That's where the mountains.
Which side of the river are we on? Are we already on the west side of the river?
Yeah, you had to cross the west side back at. That's what you guys had to do at.
The other keep.
Yeah, that's where you guys were. Yeah, did that at Kane Tower. I think you guys did that, right?
Kane? What? Cross the river?
Yeah.
Yeah, we crossed the river at Kane Tower.
Yeah.
So we had to go through there.
Yeah. All right. So you guys continue on to Sunter Hold then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys continue to travel for a couple more hours, and then off. What is What are you and Monty doing?
So I think we've been told at some distance we need to chill out. So I think we'll. I don't know if anyone's riding in the wagons, but we'll respectfully kick them out and have Monty chill in the back of the wagon. If that will work for everyone.
Okay, yeah, you had the dwarves in there, but
Yeah, you're gonna
they're
kick
all
out those
fine.
poor sickly dwarves.
They're not sickly really anymore. There's 2 wagons,
So
but yeah, you had
almost
the
a week.
you had the
it should be
dwarves
Harthron
out. Yeah, the
.com.
dwarves are
Okay.
fine now.
Thank you.
So you want to basically have some of the dwarves walk with the group and.
If that's what they suggest, I'll ask them if they think it's better to have them sitting in the wagon or walking. Or what do you guys think? What do you think, Pollock?
Well,
Hold up.
also Carlane's
The wyvern
gonna
should
say the wyvern should walk because we're not. Those horses aren't gonna be able to pull Monty, anyways.
Okay.
It's too
We'll
heavy.
walk then.
Oh, you are awesome.
So,
Same.
All right,
You have airplane
so-
mode on right now.
as you guys
Or
are
something.
walking along with the wagons and horses and everything and all the dwarves.
Mike.
Kind of looks like a chicken monkey. Because he only has back legs, he doesn't have like 4 legs. His wings are kind of curled in.
yeah, I guess.
A giant chicken. huh?
Really uncomfortable.
Yeah, just some use, yeah, you can do it, but.
It's a giant bucket of chicken.
All right. All right. So, as you guys are walking here along, now you're on this
Oh,
road
hell no.
to Sunter Hold. Off to the side, you see a hill off in the distance, and on a hill you see 4 dwarves wearing chainmail shirts. They actually one has some sort of banner and waves it at you, and they start riding your way. They're actually
I can't remember.
they're actually riding these large white rams.
Yeah, my mobile
And then
phone.
off to the other side of the road. So this is where you see this on the
They're riding
west
rams.
side. Yeah, they're riding these rams, these large white rams. And then off to the side, you see 4 other dwarves on another hill off in the distance, and they wave too, but they seem to stay stationed on that hill. And the 4 dwarves are riding towards you guys.
We'll stop. At least I will.
Yeah.
Okay. As they approach, you see them. They're wearing chainmail shirts. They have small steel shields attached to the right side of the saddle on the ram. The shields are painted with a red background, and the outline of the shield being gold. In the center of the shield is a painting of a white ram head, which you know is the symbol of the king. So they ride up.
Fancy.
Welcome, brothers.
Hello.
And brothers. Welcome home, brothers.
Yes, we return with Lord Moloch and his crew.
Yes, we know. We've actually we've gotten word from Starkin Tower. They told us you were on the way, and so we've been waiting and looking, sending it every day. We've been having us out here looking, waiting for you guys to approach. So, Starkin told us, the tower told us that it'd be a weary bunch of group here.
Yeah.
So we understand. So
We're great travelers, you know. We love wandering the woods.
they told us that you would have a wyvern with. So
Yeah.
Let the spiders fly.
So, well, please, we'll escort you to Sunter Hold. So they
Is King Voice still in command?
of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It's been a while.
So they'll ride up alongside with you guys, right up front, and as they continue down the road, they kind of wave at their counterparts on the other hill, and they wave back, and you guys are approaching into the hold. As you guys get closer, the first thing you see is off to in front of you. You see these two large stone towers. They're made of red stone on opposite sides of the road here. They each stand about 30 feet high and 30 feet in width. Right away on, at least Vega notices this, on both towers sits ballistas, and they seem to be pointed in the air. You think there's probably about a dozen dwarves on each top of these towers as you guys approach.
I see they were ready for you, Vega.
They
had a welcome ready for you.
One speaks back to the group. We're always ready. There's a lot of dangerous things that fly in the air around here, so we're always ready.
We know.
So, yeah. So as you guys approach too, as you guys kind of ride through this road through the towers, and there's no dwarves on the ground. But y'all, as you guys are approaching these two, you see like murder holes on the towers about at 6 feet, 12 feet, and 18 feet surrounding the tower. And you don't see any doors to these towers until you pass through. And then at the and still even at the back, you don't see any doors. So you don't see any doors
from the courtyard into there, right?
Well, it's not even courtyard.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is
so
you're still not even there yet. So this is just basically like probably an outpost.
Oh, okay.
Checkpoint.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
But yeah, you don't see any doors whatsoever on either.
Of course, dwarves. They've got it underground.
All right, and once you guys pass through these towers here, off in the distance, probably about a quarter of a mile now, you see this large fortress. There's two mountains on each side of it, as well as a mountain behind it. There's also a wall in front of the front mountain. So there's and as the wall's probably about 100 feet tall, and also made of the same dark red stone as these towers that you just passed. The wall probably stretches across about 100 feet, or no, sorry, not 300 feet on each side, and they attach into each of the other two mountains on each side of this mountain. And on top of this 100-foot wall, there's 12 different towers that are up there, and the towers with two of them seem crafted into the mountain on each side of the wall. So the two ends of two towers, they're right into the side mountains. And then there's a tower about every 25 feet apart from each other. And each tower beyond the 100 feet stand probably about 12 feet high, and they're about 10 feet wide. And also you notice on each of the 12 towers there's a ballista, and they seem to be moving. As you guys approach approach this too, you see the battlement. There's probably you see a lot of dwarves up above, maybe 150 dwarves that are up there walking around. You see a lot of them with crossbows out. So, and each tower seems to probably have a 4 dwarves on it as well with these ballistas. So, see quite a bit of dwarves walking around.
They're all wearing chain or?
No, most of them are actually. A lot of these guys are wearing leather armor. So
that's weird. For dwarves, you'd think they'd at least have chain shit.
So as the group, the 4 that you came were wearing chainmail shirts, but the ones that seem to be up and about seem to mainly be in leather armor.
And what were the 4 riding? Did I think they were riding rams?
Yeah, large mountain rams.
Oh, that's cool.
So. And then as you get closer now to the wall, you're about to go in. You lead up to this stone bridge, once again made of this dark red stone. The bridge is 30 feet wide and about 60 feet long, leading into these 2 large, great black oak doors reinforced by dwarven steel. The doors stand about 20 feet high and are about 20 feet wide. They're open right now. And as the group crosses the bridge, you notice that about 10 feet across the bridge, that on each side of the bridge drops off into about a 30-foot moat dug around this wall that's in front of the mountain here. And in the moat, there are steel spears buried in the ground, with each of the spears seem to be lathered in what looks to maybe be oil, like it's been dried up oil, so that they could light this on fire. You guys actually saw something very similar at Kane Tower. Yep. And you thought this is where Kane Tower took the idea from the dwarves here.
Humans, can't come up with their own ideas.
You also stop a minute and kind of take in this awesome feat of engineering.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are just in awe as you guys are approaching this. And then on each side of the doorway, as you guys are going across this stone bridge here, on each side of the doorway, at about 15 feet, are balconies protruding from the wall on the other side of this bridge here. And they're about 10 feet long, 10 feet wide. Once again, a ballista mounted on each of these balcony, and there's 6 dwarves on each balcony. So as you guys approach, and then just all of a sudden, nowhere, out of where the doors, where it's kind of dark, of course, in this hall here that you're approaching, hundreds of dwarves start coming out. And running to you guys, and there's cheering and celebration going on. They're all excited, and they're going to the dwarves, and they're hugging you guys too, and patting you on the back. Thank you for bringing our brothers back. And there's women and children and just hundreds of dwarves. I mean, you guys are kind of overwhelmed. I mean, it's just all of a sudden you guys are just surrounded by all these dwarves. As you guys are approaching.
The attention we deserve.
And waiting for this praise, just.
Yeah, Marner looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah, so as you guys are kind of getting uncomfortable.
He's a little too tall, and they're trying to pat him on his shoulder and patting him on the ass.
But patting on the,
He's 7'10".
Have a dwarven child hug your leg, and
it's like having a dog hump you.
Thank you. It might hurt. Thank you for bringing my dad back, and as they're running to the dwarves and hugging. You notice now this rather tall dwarf. I mean, for any of the dwarves that you see, he stands over any of them, and he's like 5'6".
Holy shit.
So yeah, he's a tall dwarf. You're not even sure if he is a dwarf, other than because he's slim too, and he has blonde hair. His beard and hair are both knotted up, and he approaches you, and he'll actually approach Garther first and says, "My name is Tavon Crushhammer. Thank you for returning our comrades." And Tavon is dressed in very nice clothes, wearing black leather pants, and has a tabard with copper trimming. And in the center of the tabard is the white ram head symbol of the king. I'm your escort and at your service while visiting our home. And he bows to you guys.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome to come in here, and I will show you around. The one thing is, your mount, he has to stay out here. He cannot come in the hold.
Okay, but we're inside the inner wall or something, right?
You're not actually at the inner wall. The inner wall is once you go into the inner wall is past this bridge actually.
So there's a set of towers. We went through a first gate, or no?
No.
Okay, so it's just a
Just
surround.
those two towers back. Yeah.
Okay.
He will be safe right out here, but he has to stay out here. But he will be safe. So.
Can he wait on top of the wall and help watch?
I wouldn't think so. We could talk to the king later, but at this time, I think my kin would not be too kind to that at this time. But he would be safe just if he just sits out here or whatever he does, as he looks at him. As long as he's around here, and he can feel free to fly. We did know, and we've warned our men that he is here. We do have, a dragon presence here, so we have to always be on guard. But he'll be safe here.
Okay.
He just can't come into the
Monty
hold.
obviously heard all that, so
Yeah.
Is that okay, Monty?
Yeah. So he goes to you. Yeah. He goes. Yeah. That's fine.
All right. Feel free to go on.
I don't want to go inside anyway.
Perhaps. Hey,
Okay.
Neither do I.
do you think
I'll give Monty a big hug and I'll say I'll see you soon.
Okay.
What would Monty like to eat, man?
No dwarves though.
No.
what would he like to eat? I mean, they might be able to bring something out for him.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Fumo. Yeah, Monty, do you want some special meat?
I'd rather hunt myself.
Normally he likes to catch it. Yeah, it's about.
Maybe a ram?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Tavon looks at you. No, do not harm the rams that are out there. We those are our rams. If you see a ram, do not kill a ram. But whatever else you kill is fine. He
I'll
says.
reiterate that, Monty. No eating the dwarven horsies, I guess.
Alright. I'll leave the rams alone, he says.
Don't eat the rams.
Alright, so he's gonna lead you guys in.
Rams right near here?
Other than the four that escorted you, they kind of break way once you guys get to the bridge, so they seem to stay out right now. You don't see any other rams other than the four that you've come with, so you haven't seen any hanging out on the mountains or anything like that. So just the four that have led you in here.
Good.
So that's Liam. All right.
This is the playroom right above us. So.
No, actually,
living
it's
room.
No, you're right.
side
It's over
by
there.
side
This is the living room.
and dining room.
Yeah.
All right,
His
so
player.
yeah, his playroom. You come through these black oak doors on each side of the walls. You notice that they lead to balconies, so up above, and so there are more dwarves along the walkways. There seem to be walkways on each side of when you come in, so it's almost like a hallway that you are coming in, and so there's dwarves, on top cheering, greeting their friends that you guys have brought back, and as you walk through, Tavon leading you, other dwarves, as you guys are going, once again, are patting you on the back, and he hearing thank yous and getting an occasional hug. As I said, that continues to go. I mean, you're going through probably a couple thousand dwarves. I mean, it's just.
Maybe let's have to hug every one of them.
Where's Princess Leia? Is she at the top of the dais waiting to give us our medals? God, I hope so.
All right.
Get a flash.
So as you finally seem to get past what seems to be hundreds of dwarves that you've been through just getting through, and as you're still walking on this red brick this red brick, you now notice the floor, so it's almost like in a sense you're walking on like a red carpet, but it's red stone as you guys, but then when all of a sudden it just opens up, so you're in this huge hall, and so this large great hall, the ceilings reaching probably 60 feet high, and there's now marble floor, finely carved and polished floor outside this red brick in the center that leads down to this large room, and then off to each side you see several large buildings, different sizes and shapes. Some of the white polished marble that you see on the floor, this white stone. Others are made of white stone. There are large, 12 feet high, wide doorways on most of the walls of this, and it's like, so now you're in here, and it's almost like octagon shaped hall, and the hall, you think it stretches probably about just from where you guys are at to the other side, 300 yards in length and in width too. I mean, so this is just this grand, great hall, and the walls you see carved, and there's gold entrances. You see at each of these, and so at the level that you're on, you see these 12 feet high, wide doorways. They are also, there's a walkway on about 12 feet up that seems to go around this whole thing. Yeah, so like a balcony, and dwarves are, mingling about on top of that, and there's doors, there's doors below and above, and you see the doors are all open. They have this black oak doors. Once again, dwarven steel reinforcing each of the doors. Also, you notice that each of the doors have two dwarven guards standing on each side of the doorway. They wear leather armor with the white ram head painted on their chest of the armor, and they are all armed with short spears. To the left of this hall, you guys see this large pen with these large rams in it. So a bunch of them that seem to be right in here. So just like the dwarves that escorted that you were riding, they seem to be here. It's also attached to a one-story white building attached to this pen. There are a couple of dwarves tending to the rams, and you think there's probably a couple dozen of these rams in this large pen.
Is this all?
Maybe we'll try to reach out with telepathy and talk to one of the rams.
How far is your telepathy?
Oh, just 16 feet. Sorry,
you're not close enough at this time. So,
I'll just wander over that way unless I get stopped.
Well, Tavon will say, "Can you just stay with the group momentarily, and then you guys can explore if you'd like."
She's very wondrous. She loves her pets.
Yeah. So he actually starts, and he says, "We'll walk right by there." He says, "If you're interested in the rams." So next to that single place, you see another white stone single level building where he seems to be Tavon's leading you guys. And he says this is the king's guest quarters. That you'll be staying in here, and so he'll bring you to there, and he says we can tend to your wagons and your horses here. There's a stable attached to it as well. And he'll bring you in, and he says there are when you guys are approaching too, there's two dwarves also seem to be guards, leather armor with the white ram painted on their chest with spears. They seem to be right in front of your doorway, and he'll bring you inside, and he says we have 4 servants here that can meet anything that you need or want. They will get for you, and then I will come for you tonight to meet the king to have dinner with him and have things here. And as you guys notice now, the other your comrade dwarves that you were, they're no longer with you. Like they seem to still be with the other dwarves, celebrating their home. So they seem to got lost as you guys are, as Tavon's kind of leading you guys through. Yeah, they seem to get lost in the shuffle. So they seem to be disappeared. So is there any questions that you might have for me at this time, or need anything?
An actual question: is this inside like a mountain, or is this open to the air? This area.
Oh, this is in the mountain.
In the mountain. Okay.
60-foot high chambers.
So 60
Right.
feet.
Okay, that's
60
right.
feet high, but
300
300 feet
long.
or 300
Yeah.
yards long.
Yards.
It's
3
like
football fields.
it's like a stadium with a really, really, really low ceiling.
Yes. Yeah, that's dwarves.
Right, I know. I mean, 30 feet to them, hell, that's a lot. No, it makes me think of the halls, the Mines of Moria or whatever, where they finally brighten the light and all you see is pillars, just all over the place.
Yeah, but so in here it's more or less. There's not a lot of pillars. It's really opened up area, but there's buildings, several different buildings, inside here, different shapes and sizes. So when you guys came up that red stone carpet, right in front of you and so as you guys are being led to where you're at, there's this big 1-story building made of marble. But there are several different buildings, different levels. Most of them are single story. But there's a couple that are 2-story, and there's actually one that's even 3 stories in here. Yeah, and there's a lot of dwarves wandering around. Yeah, even one off to in a sense to you guys southwest. Off to your southwest as you guys are coming in here. There's a 2-level story, and there's this light. Just glowing light coming from the top of the domed roof there, and the place is pretty well lit. There's torches. They seem to be more magical though. There's sconces with continual light stones throughout the place to keep the place pretty well lit, and really you can see all of the fine work. The floor is just incredible. The designs on the floor are amazing, along with the walls. And each of the buildings are just finely, all fine crafted. You're in awe of what you're seeing.
Sure.
But yeah, there's no pillars at all inside.
So the whole 300 yards is suspended somehow.
Probably with buttresses and such. Reinforcing. Dwarven iron girders.
Buttresses would be outside, but yeah. Something would have to be like a T from above, There'd be a whole network of however they did it.
Yeah, so it's just a maze. Yeah, and even the roof, is carved. Just carved out. So.
Sweet.
I'd like to roll my engineering check to see how. I'm just kidding.
So is there anything else I can do for you? You can feel free to walk around here. If you have any questions on any of these buildings, I can answer them for you now, or I can talk to you later. But I would return for you at dinner time to meet the king.
Is there a bed big enough for me to lay down on?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, we
Put two together or something.
No, we have a bed for you. We had made arrangements. We knew you were coming and what entailed in your group from the Starkin Tower. They Lord Hester got word to us, so we definitely have a room for you. Your name is Mardor, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, actually, could I actually get each of your names right now? So at least that way, when I introduce you to the king this evening, I don't mess up. I mean, I understand you're Garther.
Yep.
I understand that, and the lizard man there, which we don't really see here, you're Slosh. Is that correct? And Slosh is like, yeah. And then you're Carlane. I think I've heard you've been here before. What is your name?
Flamezor.
Flamezor. Okay. Yes. And then yours?
Oh, I'm Fumo Arbol.
Fumo. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. And yours?
Asknod Ankleshanker.
Asknod Ankleshanker.
I'm surprised you don't usually see the lizard man. He's quite tall.
We don't see lizard men in this parts. So
Technically, I am Mars, son of Thor.
and then you must be Vega.
I'm Vega, that's right. Hello.
And then that would leave you as Cass.
Yes.
Wow.
Casimir.
Nice to meet all of you. Alias, do you have any questions for
Don't
me?
forget Asker.
Hmm?
Don't forget Asker.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. She's like, yeah, don't forget about me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. So I apologize for that. So, all right.
Again, you don't see her very often.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. All right. So he leads you guys all inside here. You kind of go into a large open room with couches and chairs, and then he shows you to each of your own bedrooms that they have for you, and introduces you to the servants here, and says that they can help you. There's 3 males and 1 female. And he says, Javon goes, you can ask them whatever you need, or if any questions, they can answer them for you.
Are they servants or slaves?
Oh, they are servants, not slaves. They're dwarves. We don't have slaves here.
So we should pay them.
No, you don't have to pay them. They are paid. They're paid from us. The dwarves pay them.
What about tips? Like when they bring us to the really nice bath, should I tip them a little?
That is completely up to you.
Alright. That's not helpful.
I think the point most likely to be
If it's
observed is
if it's with your culture, that is fine. If it's not part of your culture, then you don't have to tip. There's no tips expected, but I'm sure they would be greatly appreciated.
Can we talk to the Rams yet?
Well, I don't know about talking to the Rams, but if you want to go talk to the Rams, I mean, good luck with that.
We'll let her close to them.
Let's go do that.
Might meet
Anyone
with
else
them.
want to come?
I'll make sure she doesn't get in any trouble.
Thanks, Flamezor.
She likes to mate with animals. Be careful.
Is that true?
No.
I didn't hear what he said, thankfully. So I'm sure it wasn't.
All right. Do I have to? I mean, you can definitely see the Rams, of course, but please don't fornicate with them. So.
I'll try not to.
All right. All right. So if there's nothing else you need from me, I will come for you this evening in about
Ramming speed. No,
in about 2 hours, if that's okay with you. So.
That would be a Fumo.
I'm gonna go to the Rams too.
All right.
But I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to.
So is that why it's called Rams?
Next to it.
Oh, where they live? Okay. Okay, so a couple of you guys, I'll just go around. So Garther, Flamezor, and Vega are going to go to the Rams, correct?
Yeah.
So what is Fumo going to do?
Oh, Fumo will hang out with Garther.
Okay, so you're going to go with them as well? All right, Asanon.
I'm gonna go find a bath and then go meander for a while.
Okay, so one of them can set you a bath and get that for you. And then what is Mardor gonna do?
Mardor is going to clean up, and then I think he will go outside and try to check on Monty. Since nobody else has mentioned it, he's worried about him.
Okay, and then what is Cass gonna do?
Cass is gonna go try to find Hagag. He's the dwarf that practices shadow magic, though.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let me
So
take.
we'll try to find him.
How
have
long
some
is-
conversations with him. We don't have to do it now.
Fumo will ask one of the.
Whatever time is
How
remaining.
long before dinner?
If there's any time remaining after that, Cass will visit before he's done.
He just says, "Hey, so how long before this dinner?"
2 hours.
Just to know. Okay, cool. I don't want to be late, you know.
I'll find you.
That'd be a bad idea.
Yes, that would be a bad idea. Let's not keep the king waiting. So he'll leave. All right. So the Rams. So you guys go to this building. This this, like I said, white stone building. It's attached to the pen. There's a couple of dwarves tending to the Rams. So what do you do? You go to the.
I go to the. So is it like a shop or like? Wait,
It looks more like probably a billets or barracks.
Oh, wow, that's great.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the dwarves and ask, where could I purchase one of these rams? Are they for sale?
He laughs. Oh no, they're not for sale. These are the king's scouts.
Okay, so there's no rams here that are for sale. Or...
Well, I'm sure there's maybe some merchants that would sell them, but for these particular ones, these all belong to.
Do they look
king's
bigger than
scouts.
normal rams? Like...
Yeah, they're large. They're large rams, and so in the sense that the dwarves can ride them.
Okay.
You know.
I'll just talk to the king instead. Then. All right. And Fumo, you wanna?
Vega wants to try to talk
Wanna go to the
to
bar?
him.
Sure.
Oh, nice pub, right?
So you're gonna try to communicate with them?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, Ram, I picked the closest one. What's your name?
Yeah, I think that's all you're gonna do. They don't seem too smart.
My name is Baba.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll tell one of the dwarves. I'm talking dwarven exclusively while I'm here, unless
Okay.
one of you guys don't know what I'm saying. I'll say, I
Fumo
can't
won't.
talk to them.
What was that?
I can't talk to them. How do you train them?
We train them. We train them how to have a rider and how to fight while they're in combat. So
point at one. What's this one's name?
it'll go. For Lim.
So they all have names. That's good at least. So I'll say Philim's name and see if he looks up.
Yeah, he looks up.
Oh, nice. That's exciting.
There she goes, getting excited.
You'll like this even more. Can I ride him?
No, they belong to the King's Scouts. Sorry.
Can I just sit on him?
No. I'm sorry.
Vega, just give me time.
So
What's that? He's
Once we leave and he's got his own ram, you can fornicate with the animal then.
Well, you would probably know. Are there other, like, merchant groups or merchant trading groups that have rams fit for battle?
To be honest,
they might sell.
I don't know that, but you could go to the merchant hall. So he points across this great hall to a building that's a one-story stone building, and he goes there. There's the dwarf merchants there, as well as outsiders that trade there, and if there's anybody that would be selling these rams, it would be negotiated there.
So there's lots of people who sell wares and things within your merchant hall with all the different dwarf clans and whatever else.
Well, yeah.
It's all within your clan, but also like anybody who comes to trade, that's where they need to go.
Any outsiders that come to trade here, this is where they do the trading.
Should we go get some brew and then walk around and
of course
take a look at all the merchants?
I mean, we're pretty much heroes here right now, you know? You gotta live it up.
Maybe we should get one of the servants to bring a keg
along with
us, like on a backpack.
And he goes, if you want something to drink, he points, over there is the Ironstone Inn, and this is a very large 3-story wooden building, and it's right next to the merchant hall. It's the only wooden building in the Great Hall here.
Excuse me.
And so he'll say that, and I can give you a description of that a little bit more if that's where you guys are going. But he says, yeah, if you want to drink, and that's where a lot of the merchants talk too. They talk business there, but that's usually more. Well, it's getting close to dinner time. I'm assuming they'll probably be in there tonight. They'll be closing down
So is like one of the servants around us.
No, this is somebody that's tending to the rams.
Do I see a servant inside?
No, those all 4 were inside. They didn't come with you, so they all stayed inside. And
okay, so we'll go find a servant.
This is outside the main area.
No, it's in the hall, of course, but it's not within the quarters where the 4 servants were inside the quarters.
So we'll go get a servant.
Okay.
And I'll speak in Dwarven. So me and my friend here, we have a dilemma. We don't have anybody to carry a keg around with for us. And we were wondering if one of you guys would be willing to carry around a keg for us while we wander.
Just a small one.
Just
we don't want to get sloshed before we go.
Like we have to meet the king later. We don't want to get wasted, but we're
pre-game just a little bit.
So one of the males says, "I will go with you and carry a keg of ale and
5 gold."
You don't have to do that, sir.
Give it to him.
Okay, so he'll go get a keg too and bring a keg of, and
the finest. I'll give him like whatever. How expensive is like the finest?
I don't know. Well, we have fine beer right here in the guest quarters, so for you.
Oh, okay, then that's good. Cool.
So I'll bring a keg and bring you guys mugs.
Offer the guy 100 gold to let her ride one.
All right, make a persuasion check.
Oh, this is gonna go horrible.
Alright, here we go. That's 18.
All right, so he'll say okay, but it has to be in the pen.
Yeah. Okay, great. She'll give him 100 gold.
You can ride as long as you want. He says.
Oh dear.
That's what the 2 hours is for.
So Vega's
50 gold an hour. There.
She'll slip him 100 gold suddenly, and
Wrap it
she'll
on
wander
underneath.
until she finds the biggest one she can.
all right. Yeah, she can find that.
Couldn't wait 3 hours.
So she's on a ride. So you guys come back on out and you see Vega.
Until they come back and find me.
So you guys Well, they'll come back out of the quarters because it's right next to you. So those two come out of those three. Fumo, I guess, is with them. So Fumo and Flamezor and Garther come on out of the quarters. Or when you guys are actually in the quarters, so you notice a human. So you guys are waiting in the lounge area of the guest quarters, and you see a human with black hair, sitting and wearing black clothes, sitting on one of the chairs in this lounge area. He's smoking a cigarette right now. So go ahead and describe yourself.
So you see him wearing like what looks like business attire, basically. So some kind of whatever a merchant would wear at that point. So just hanging out in the lounge, sipping on some type of glass of wine, just chilling, doing whatever he's doing.
Make a perception check to see
Umo,
if he's
looks like your type of guy right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's smoking a cigarette.
He's smoking a cigarette.
He's got one in his mouth. Yeah.
smell like it's just tobacco.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is nice.
Yeah, it's fine tobacco.
Well, that's what he's assessing. He's like,
yeah, it's definitely fine tobacco. And yeah, you haven't smelt this tobacco before either. You're like, this is a new scent. It smells very good, and and you haven't smelled it before. So.
Fix pop his head out too.
Yeah, Fix
was the first one you probably
you see this, in this bag, all of a sudden this scrawny black cat's head pop on out of the, like, behind him. It's looking in the air too, and and says, says to you, I think we should see what this is about.
All right, he'll as he's walking up, he'll just sort of reach into one of his pouches and pull out a couple halfling leaf little pouches that he's got.
Like, hey there, son.
Huh?
Hey there. What's up?
Hello. How can I help you?
You don't need to help me, but tell me where you found that stuff you're smoking. It smells pretty good.
Oh, well, here. Have one.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
You got a lighter, lights it up. It's not the same effect as yours. It's very fine tobacco, but it doesn't give you.
He turns and he's like,
oh yeah,
blows it at his little cat. He's like,
yeah, kitty cat's all smelling it.
Like, it smells good, but
smoking at its finest.
Not as enjoyable.
It's not as
What's
good.
this?
The halflings.
Some of his stuff.
The halflings grow it.
Yeah, so you smoke
on the eastern side of camera.
your eyes glaze over.
You're like, what is?
Whoa!
Yeah,
it's a little hard.
Get a little rush in your head all of a sudden.
Wow.
So it's definitely narcotic.
I give it back and I say, thank you thank you very much, but I'll stick with this.
Yeah, it's definitely a narcotic.
No problem. Your stuff smells good.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
It smells better than Fix does.
Fix?
This is Fix.
Well,
He's my friend, the cat.
It's a very nice cat. Yeah, very very nice cat.
You're kind of ugly. He knows
It looks ugly.
It's just orange.
sort of like you've had too many.
Street cat.
Yeah, it looks definitely like a street cat that's been in too many fights.
A black street
So
cat.
It's a black street.
Versus Fumo has just got this perfectly trimmed
So
goatee beard braided down, nice refined. He's got a snazzy hat, good nice shirt.
okay. So and I don't even know what race are you. Are you human? Or are you what is he? Can I tell?
He looks like he's dwarven,
But I'm not sure.
but he's about 5'6". So he's got tall. Looks like a tall dwarf
Yeah.
at this point.
I haven't seen you around these parts before.
Oh no, man! I'm from Tamra.
From Tamra.
Yeah, I don't. But I just came over here on a boat not too long ago, and
Okay. So what brings you in these parts?
all these crazy motherfuckers.
So you see a dwarf and this armored human.
We've been going around. We've been going around fighting crazy stuff. Found some troll paladins. Let that sink in. Troll paladins who were capturing people from the town, from the city.
Interesting.
Yeah, some wizard convinced them that they were gonna do better, do good by doing this. Pretty crazy of them, but worked pretty well. But yeah, we had to. We were glad we didn't kill off too many of them or anything. We just had to kind of stop them.
Oh, so you're the heroes I've been hearing about.
Oh yeah. We rescued these dwarven smiths from the inside of a whole cave complex of giants and ogres and
Fire
bugbears.
giants,
Fire giants. Rafik said there was a like a cloud giant or a
cloud giant was there.
something, whatever the hell he was.
Mighty warriors here.
Crazy shit.
Interesting.
But we had some fun.
Well, I'm honored to meet you.
What's your name?
My name's Dominic. I'm from the Merchants of Mandai. So we supply a lot of the supplies here. So
Merchants? So Mandai.
From Mandai, yeah.
No kidding. I've never been out to Mandai, man.
It's beautiful.
I've heard they speak languages that are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't speak that. I don't speak Dwarven either, but
that's okay. I don't either. But no, it's
someday I'll learn how to speak Dwarven.
So who all do I see near me? I'm speaking to Fomo.
So you're speaking to Fomo. Go ahead and describe yourself.
You see a guy with leather, not even armor, just clothes, and then you can see tattoos are on his body, and he has a black mohawk, and then 2 braids going down his beard.
Big gold chains going down.
And a black center beard, and scars all over. It looks like he's had his days in battle.
What weapons do I see on you?
You see a battle axe and a warhammer.
Okay. And then what do I see on you?
Very nice battle axe.
Well, he's got two scimitars.
Okay.
And he's got a tattoo all up and down his arm.
Anything distinguished for the tattoo?
There's a dragon.
Okay.
That's sort of a mottled green and brown dragon. And then it's just scroll work kind of all around that.
Wow, so how did you get that?
Oh, I figured it was fitting. Nico Thorn. You probably haven't heard of the local stuff all that much. How long since you came from Mandai?
That's a great question.
You've been here probably 2 months now.
About 2 months now.
Oh yeah. So there's this dragon, Nico, who's kind of like the dragon of the swamps, dragon of this area, and he just got killed. And we met him once. So I was kind of like, hey, this is kind of cool. He's like the badass of the whole place. And so to honor him, I made this one. But I can change it. See, look, he starts going.
Wow. Then you see me.
Flamezor.
I'm wearing full plate. I look a lot tougher than this small fellow right here.
Watch yourself, you stupid human.
I'm like, you want me to knock you out?
No. Don't want to try that here, buddy.
Arm wrestle. I put my hand.
Keep describing yourself, man.
Couldn't even get through the scripts and then he started to fight.
He has a burn from the left side of his face all the way to his nose, and it looks disgusting. It's terrifying to look at. Full plate, really nice long sword sheath and shield. Pretty much your basic champion lifestyle.
Cool. Very nice. What weapons do you have on you?
I just have my long sword. I should have a dagger and a mace though.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a dagger and a mace.
Anything I can see only. So that's all I care about.
Yeah, you mostly just see my long sword and the shield.
Okay.
And do I think you're like an elf or?
I look human. I look human. Yeah. I don't have any visible armor on
He
me.
probably just looks better than you. You know, just a better looking.
Oh my gosh. Arm wrestle. I stick out my arm.
All of a sudden, down one of the hallways leading to the guest quarters, comes just a lizard man that's all wet. He goes, Garther, I got a bath. He's all wet. He's just dripping.
Good job, Slosh. Oh,
God, all wet.
that's our lizard men.
Great, they had a big old pool for me in my room. I could just hang out in.
Is that like the first one ever in clean water?
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think
come
so.
on.
You're achieving.
He's
top.
been in,
No,
he's
I
been in
think
rivers before.
I think Rafiq once, did
Made a bath for
thing
you.
for me. Yeah, so I think Rafiq did that once. Yeah. So it's great.
Achieving new things every day, you know.
Yeah.
Slosh, you want to have an arm wrestle?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We just add our strength.
Yep.
Do they always arm wrestle?
14.
He always tries to do competition.
He takes you and then
Usually
pulls
fails.
you to the and throws you behind him. Ha!
I stare. I'm like, rematch. And 14 again.
All right. So now this time he picks you up though. We're in a wrestle, and your body slams you into the ground.
Learned your lesson yet?
I stand up and uppercut him. So do I just?
I grabbed first fist.
Okay.
And I come around with my second one and slam you. And 21 to hit you straight.
I'm gonna get the guards to restrain you. Do you want that to happen?
One of the servants. No fighting in here, please. No fighting.
Fine.
Dwarven.
We're just messing around.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes,
My name's Dominic. What's your name?
Dominic. My name's Slosh.
It's an honor to meet you, Slosh.
Nice to meet you too. Dinner time soon?
Slosh.
Approach him in an hour.
Slosh.
What?
Slosh.
What?
You haven't had enough beer.
No.
We got a keg right
You're
here,
not.
man.
You're not sloshed yet.
Okay, this drink.
His servants.
Yeah, he's been waiting. He has his whole keg on, and he's got y'all
Fumo,
mugs.
have you ever eaten in the Great Hall here?
No. I've never been here before.
I'll tell you what, the hospitality of my dwarven brethren is second to none. You'll love it
Your
here.
dwarven brethren.
Oh, sure, I've been here for 2 months.
Yeah, you've been here actually probably last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks?
Because you had to set up shop back in Anlin.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so you've
Okay.
been here for the
Well,
last 2
last
weeks.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
but second to none.
Negotiating
So you're like me.
with them.
Anybody who's kind, pretty much a brother.
Oh, well, I'm honored.
Yeah. Look, come hang out with us.
Okay.
Maybe we'll test the king's hospitality. See if he says you can't eat with us.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
You're invited. You know you're invited.
Okay.
To the dinner
Yep.
already, so.
So, good. And I was looking forward to meeting these heroes, so it's exciting.
All right, so you probably come out of the bath
Yep,
too.
I'll rejoin him.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
look at him and say, bonjour.
Well, hello.
Asnod he is a gnome, currently shirtless, some rather raggedy ragged trousers. He is a barbarian, has a blue mohawk, also lots of tattoos. Notable one is the evil eye on the center of his chest.
Okay.
Scroll work on his arms, and some various phrases scattered here and there. Carrying a warhammer with him, and
Okay.
a shield that is,
Awesome.
made of wood, painted orange with blue thunderbolts on it.
the female dwarven servant, when you were getting ready for your bath, would ask, "Would you like some new trousers?"
Nah, I'm good. Waste not, want not.
Well, you are having dinner with the king. It'd probably be a little bit more presentable if you had some new attire.
Oh, fine.
That's a good idea.
I'll make sure that we get.
I should
that
probably
for you
fancy
before
up.
the dinner.
I'd recommend it.
He's decked. He's got nice button-up shirt, all black. You know.
Very nice. Very good. Very good.
Oh, I love to play that. I had them all thinking I was a dwarf for this whole trip.
All right,
Won't
so
say
you guys are being friendly. So Cass,
Ask not.
Yo, what's up?
What
You're asking around.
Get that.
What? No, never mind.
That's the evil eye.
Yes, I know. Where'd you get it?
For what's his name?
Yeah, it's Hagag.
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 All right. After you talk to a couple dwarves and ask, they say the best thing to do is probably go to the Grand Tower, and they point to this 3-story white marble tower. And he says, one of the dwarves says, I would probably check there. He may live there, or talk to David Runehost. He is the Grand Wizard.
What is that tower called?
It's the Grand Tower.
Very well, thank you.
So you make your way over there.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a dwarf right outside the door in white robes. May I help you?
Yes, my name is Casimir. I am looking for Hagag. Seek a meeting with him.
Okay. Cash, you say. I will be right back. He's here currently.
Excellent.
All right. So a couple minutes goes by, and the door opens, and an older dwarf, balding, has black hair, and his beard is braided. Their name is Cass. You seek audience with me?
You are Hagag. I've heard very much of you. Yes, I would like to speak to you privately
Okay. About what?
about some things we share in common.
Okay, what do we share in common?
Things that maybe should not be mentioned out in the open.
We're in front of the Grand Tower. We can discuss anything right here. No one's around us within, listening distance other than him, and he's staying to watch at the door. And he's a young apprentice, so whatever he hears is fine.
Well, Hagag, I've traveled a long way to meet you. Again, I am Casimir, and I've come to try to learn something.
I just have Led Zeppelin playing in my head right now.
Oh,
Kashmir.
okay. Well, what did you want to learn?
Anything that you would be willing to teach me.
And why would I want to teach you anything?
Perhaps there are things I can teach you.
These things. Well, so what do you think you can possibly teach me?
Perhaps there are spells we can exchange. Knowledge.
Okay, possibly.
I also have a book here that I was wanting to get advice on.
A book on what? The dark arts?
Well, I have two. One I'm seeking information on, which I am pursuing currently, but I've also enchanted my own spell book, and I wish to finish it.
Okay.
Perhaps you can help me.
Perhaps. I think we need to get to know each other a little bit more first. Maybe this evening we can have drinks and talk a little bit more first.
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay, so how about tonight we meet over at the inn and then we'll talk. We won't talk necessarily about
Elevate to that.
the dark
I love
arts, but maybe
Love it,
just
love it.
talk to each other and get to know each other first. And we can go from there. So, nice to meet you, Cass.
This is what he looks like. He's pretty.
Honored to find
This guy's like an absolute stoic.
How did you hear about me?
So it's interesting. meeting Fuma?
I heard of you while in this the Elven City zone here.
An Anlin? Oh, okay.
3 weeks.
All right, an Anlin. Okay.
Yes, there's a mage there that we have been learning from one another. He knew your name.
What is that? What is his name?
I'll have to get that to you in a little bit, though.
All right. Yeah, he seems very.
We can discuss that. We can discuss that tonight.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely seems guarded. Like he's not gonna just, you know.
Yep.
He definitely seems to want to get to know you
Use this
first
one, it's
before dealing anything.
For
So.
me. Probably because it's me.
Okay. Mardor, you clean up and everything, and then go check on Monty, and yeah, he just seems to just be, you know, basically laying out there and off to the side.
Oh,
Just
I am outside, thank God.
Stretched out. So the dwarves have now they've gone, you know, they've dispersed down and everything. So you still see, you know, guys on the towers, and you know, there's dwarves milling about, but not like the hundreds, you know, or really thousands that were out before.
Any trees close by where Monty is?
What?
Trees close by.
There's
where
no
Monty is.
trees.
No trees?
No trees. It's all
Stone,
open.
rock, like
Just
boulders?
rock. Yeah. I mean, you're right at a mountain. There's no trees.
But
that
there's
you
a
can
boulder
see.
around, like close by Monty, to lean, like
No
lean up against?
boulders, nothing.
Oh, they've
it's
cleared
flat.
this out
Like
as a
they've
killing
cleared.
field.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
made a killing field. So anything that's approaching for like a half mile out, they see there's no hide. There's nowhere to hide. You know, so or a quarter mile out, I should say, where the two towers that are off on the road, this brick road that leads, but every to the left and to the right, it's all cleared. You know, so they can see anything.
And the moat is right up against the wall.
Yep, the
So you
moat.
can't even lean up against the wall.
No. You have to cross the bridge. That's where Monty's on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
So just laying on the ground. So no dwarves are around them or anything. They seem to be more on the wall, up above, and in the towers and the balcony where there's the other two ballistas. But none of them are out messing with him at all or doing anything. And Monty just seems to be laying out there, just laying on the ground, sleeping. So nothing.
Well,
He goes out there and lays down next to him.
All right.
Anything to keep from being in that giant tunnel.
All right. So as you guys pass time, I'm assuming you guys are.
Not giving me the.
Is it like couches?
Yeah, there's couches and chairs in the
Is
lounge
there
area.
space in between the couch and the walls? Because I got.
Oh, cigar for fool.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
is.
Yes. Stealth roll. Disadvantage.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna sneak behind the
I'm
couch
almost
and
up
try
to
to scare them.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
a 5. Wow.
All right. You don't scare
Wait.
anybody.
I'm 10.
No. All right.
You do go, boo!
Yeah.
No, you spot me as I was trying to sneak around the couch.
Okay.
Nice one back.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. All right. So we'll just go ahead and fast forward time. Tavon will show up and to bring you guys all to the dinner here. So
Yeah, Fumo and Garther were going to tour around the stalls in the merchant quarter, but just sort of get a sense of what's there.
Yeah, and I was walking with them, and
But yeah,
so.
then we'll have the dinner.
Is there anybody else that I would know that's around me or something like that would be walking with or anything like that, or no?
what was this? I'm sorry.
When I was starting to walk with Fumo, is there anybody else walking near us or with us that would know me or anything like that?
No, not at this present time, unless you
Okay.
go to the merchants area. Once you're at the
That's what we're
merchants
gonna
area.
do.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you've met some dwarven merchants to set up trade, you know,
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you know, we'll
How do you open it?
It's got an
should be
opening.
open on
It's on the bottom.
Just
There you
don't
go.
dump it.
Right there. Here's someone just to
Oh, I
it.
see it.
So are you human?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're
But yeah.
are you
Yeah.
Mandarian?
Mandini.
Mandanese, yeah.
Yes.
And Mandanese.
Magnesium.
Mandesian.
Mandinese.
Magnesium?
Magnesium,
Mandinese.
at least. At least magnesium.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm not really looking for, armor and weapons and stuff like that. I'm looking more for stuff that's kind of interesting, cool.
What's interesting and cool to you?
I don't know, stuff that is like arcane and kind of like.
So the merchant you've been dealing with,
Yeah, all kinds of
negotiating the
stuff.
deal with, his name is Elgran.
Elgren.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a dwarven merchant that's here. You're setting up trade to
Okay.
get your product
I
to
come
the
with.
dwarves here. Sure.
Well, let's ask my good friend Eldrin. See what
Okay.
kind of things they have available.
No.
I'm coming
Cool.
with.
Okay. Carter, you're going with them as well.
Where are they going?
Merchant
The
quarter.
Merchant quarter.
I'll tell you, Flameswell, this is not the place to fight. I promise you. They have many, many things that you do not want to encounter here.
Slosh is gonna stay back.
Just remember,
at the quarters.
you're a guest. You want to keep
So
it
you
nice,
wanna go to
right?
another
I
bath.
don't know about
They attack me then.
Yeah,
That's
nobody's
not
gonna
anyone
attack
with
you.
them.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Alright, so we walk up. Eldrin, good friend, how are you?
Good, good. It's Elgran.
Elgrand. Elgrand, I have my new friend here, Fumo. It's one of the heroes you've heard about.
Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, we've heard
I have
that you
another
guys
one.
were coming here.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
all the talk that you returned some of our brothers, some smiths.
yeah. They were locked down, man. It was pretty crazy. That was a hard thing to get into. But we,
Fire giants, cloud giants.
lots of hill giants. It was like a hill giant hold, but then some fire giants had a smith set up, and they were making the dwarves make weapons for the giants, so like large size stuff. It was pretty
That's
crazy.
incredible.
Yeah, we wanted to go back and kill some more off because we killed a bunch of them off outside some scouting groups.
So
but,
you guys are good, great warriors, and killing a bunch of giants.
oh yeah,
I don't want to seem cocky, but yeah, we know our way
Well,
around the battlefield.
we just knew that many fire giants and everything else down in there. You don't want to get caught down in there,
Yeah, I understand.
Wouldn't be good. So
Well, my
plus we want to make sure we get them out alive, and they weren't interested in revenge right now. So I said, well, we'll have to take out revenge for them.
Sure.
Later.
well, and they were looking for the tools of war, I believe, things that they could use. And I knew just the person to talk to.
I don't typically use these weapons. They're just kind of for show. I mostly use arcane magic that comes to me naturally. But I'm looking for someone who has a bit of knowledge about the arcane and
Well, then you'd want to talk to David Runehost.
Runehost. Okay.
He is the Grand Wizard of he is of Sunter Hold, the Great Wizard of Sunter Hold. He resides, and he points over this 3-story white marble tower. He says David resides there, so
Okay.
you'd want to speak with him.
David is the man.
In
he
that
knows about all
sense,
this
he's
stuff.
the Grand Wizard.
Grand Wizard. Wow.
So of the Hold, yes, he's the most powerful wizard here. He's counsel to the king.
Nice. Well, good. Yeah, it'd be good to see him.
Well, excellent. I'd love to
Obviously,
meet him.
We'll set that up for you tomorrow or the next day or something.
Okay.
What do you sell?
I'm gonna be selling tobacco here soon.
Yep.
So I usually sell things that aren't necessarily from here, and I sell to the
Imports.
dwarves, imports.
I see.
So
Nice.
Now, some of the finest leaf of Mandai.
yes,
No
it's
doubt.
very good. So,
That's right.
I let him have a toke of some halfling leaf. He said it was a bit harsh.
yeah, the halfling leaf is a different taste. It
It
works
is.
for different
It is.
people. So
is.
it's definitely a little. Well,
I,
it is it's a little. I mean, it's smooth, but it has that effect at the end.
I still got one hit or one dose of dwarven dope that I've been hanging on to. That stuff is crazy. You don't want to take that if you're out there doing stuff.
I have some, so if you want some more,
sure.
I have some of that. So
that stuff makes you sit on the couch and stay there. It's like glue. Glue on your butt.
Yes. So yes, if you are interested in any of that kind of stuff, I have any of that kind of stuff.
We'll talk more. I'm sure we'll be here a little while.
Okay.
Happy that I could bring you a good reference. So enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy
But you
each
have
other's
all
company.
sorts of imports.
Thank you.
Things that, like, not just. What else are you gonna have? Like, do you have weapons from all sorts of different places?
I don't deal with weapons, but I could direct.
More goods that are preserved.
Yeah, I'm more into the goods, more into herbs and spices and tobacco.
Nice.
Things that.
What was that?
Things that are not from.
I can smell that all the way over here.
Not from here.
Well, I've got some interesting.
It's that North Carolina
interesting
barbecue
herbs and stuff that I just dropped off, but I couldn't tell what all they were. But yeah, I'd be interested in finding out more about what you sell and where they come from and what do they do and all that stuff.
If you're interested in somebody, talk to a merchant with about weapons. Talk to Benzin.
Benzin. That's probably who we'll talk to for Garther over there. Benzin, and we'll make an appointment.
Yeah, so he will
for demonstration time.
Yeah, and you see a lot of the merchants are closing up shop. It seems to be close to dinner, so a lot of them are closing up their businesses here. You notice that a lot of the dwarves seem to be taking their goods away and going through, different variety of these stores that are off to the sides. They seem to be, some have shops and they close up, but the open market stuff that's being sold here, a lot of them on the wagons or carts, they seem to go through these doors and these halls and head on through there at dinner time. And you guys know, it's probably getting close to where you guys want to get back because Tavon will be calling for you.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Shakes your hand. So.
And then I say with respect, thank you. And then I leave.
Thank you. Bring in a new customer.
Yep.
Huh?
Be a dwarf.
Yeah. Algranda's a dwarf. Yeah.
Bye, fellow dwarf.
Goodbye. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right. So
Did
they'll
you catch the weapon guy's name again? I missed that.
Vazin.
Yeah.
Dwarven merchant that deals with
glad you
arms.
taking notes.
So, all right, and then first Tavon will come out and get Mardor, and will wake you up gently and says, "Lord Mardor, it's time for dinner. If it's okay."
Sure, but I'm not a lord.
Okay. All right. Well, to each his own. I won't introduce you then as a lord. Then I'll make sure
Simply Mar, son of Dor.
Mar, son of Dor. Okay. I'll make sure that I introduce you to that as that. So. All right. So and then Tavon will come to the quarters, the guest quarters, the king's quarters, where you guys are all staying, and gather you all up as a group, and. He will bring you to in the center of this, of this big, huge hold in the middle where you see this, and he calls this is King's Landing, and this here, yeah, not even a sense of that. It's funny. I didn't even think of that. Now I'm thinking, Game of Thrones. No. I'm like.
Cersei gets killed.
I didn't even think of that.
Well,
I didn't even think of Game of Thrones. Oh no. All right. Well, it's King's Landing, anyways. So this white marble stone building, as you guys approach, is and it's decorated also on the outside with gold, pure gold outline in the buildings. they bring you in to this grand hall. It's a huge table set, and there's dwarven servants along the side, and Tavon brings you in, and at the table there are a total of five dwarves. Yeah, 5 dwarves sitting at the table currently, actually standing in front of their chairs at the table. One is at the end, and so Tavon, he will say, "My king," and he bows to the one at the very end, and so you see King, Advoice, Sword Steel. These are our heroes that have brought our kin back to our hold. And so this king is at the end. He's in these blue robes with ordained white ram. But the ram head that has on it these robes is an outlined gold on the this head. This ram head is with gold on the outside of the drawing of it, the painting on this. And he's rather old, probably in his mid-60s in the sense of human years. Balding a little bit at the top, but not much. White hair, and his. You've noticed a lot of the dwarves here have braided beards, and he does too, and his hair. But his back hair is not braided, but his beard is not the back hair. Back of his hair. Sorry, that's
personal.
That's Garther. That's Garther has his back hair braided. And wow. So he'll bow a little bit, and he'll take a seat, and then Tavon goes, Lord Horos of the Iron House, Captain of the Guard, and he has black hair, knotted beard, wears fine black leather armor, and he'll sit down. He bows to you guys and then sits. David Runehost, the Grand Wizard of Sunter Hold, and this dwarf is balding on the top of his head. Beard and the remaining of his hair is also all braided. So he has braids, so a lot of the dwarves are knotted just with 2 knots coming down with their beard split in 2. He has like several knots of beards going down just straight on, almost like dreadlocks in a sense, but with a beard.
From his face, yeah.
From his face going down, probably 8 different, strands, and then his back hair as well. Not back hair once again. His back head is also. He has a brown staff that he's holding, and on this brown staff there is a 6-inch blade on top of it, almost the part of it's serpent-like gold wrapped at the top, and then the blade comes up, is a wavy blade that comes up pointed, and he has that, and he bows a little bit and then and sits down. Lady Corinne, the High One of Farvendor, and she is a redhead, no beard, wearing blue robes, and she has an iron staff, and on the end of the iron staff is the head of a mace, and she bows to each of you, and she sits down. She's average looking. She's not ugly. She's not attractive. She's just in a sense of, an average-looking female. But definitely, all these dwarves, they look like they've been battle-tested. Even her looks like she's probably been in some fights. And then he introduced the last one, Lord Lamon, Braveheart, and captain of the King's Scouts. He is the shortest of the dwarves here and the fattest. He has blonde hair,
Not scouting anymore.
but he has no beard. But he does have this very long mustache that's braided at each end. And he's the only one also at the dinner that's wearing plate mail. The others are all in like robes. I mean the dwarves. I know Flamesaur's in plate mail. And he has a large warhammer that's by his side, like bigger than him almost. I mean, this thing is just huge, a huge warhammer. And he nods to all of you, and then he takes a seat. And then Tavon then will introduce each of you to them as you guys, take seats.
My 40-pound warhammer
Maul.
is.
Yeah.
Big will bow or nod to each of them in turn as they did. I'm sure some others might have as well.
Sure. Yeah. So, and the king will speak after everybody's been introduced and sit at the table, and then the king will kind of wave, and then all of a sudden the servants just get really busy and start bringing you food and asking, filling your goblets with wine or beer. They'll ask you what you want, so there'll be plenty of that going around the table. It's plenty of food. There's fruits and vegetables, as well as every kind of, there's meat, there's mutton, there's pig, there's cow. I mean, there's just also whatever you're asking for, they seem to have, and bring it out. It's a huge feast. You do notice, though, that none of your dwarven people that you freed are here. It's just the servants, as well as these dwarves. And then Tavon actually stands behind or to the side of the king, so he doesn't sit down at the table. He just seems to be at the side of the king, where he's
the herald or whatever.
Yeah, definitely seems to be kind of more of the herald than anything here for the king. But then the king was like, first off, great heroes of, I don't even know what to call you. I don't know in the sense of tales that where you're from. From what I understand, you're from like all over the place.
Yeah.
And you've been all over this area of Terrin, from what I understand. And
walk the swamps a lot.
But first off, welcome, brother, home after many years of being away, Garthur. It is great to see that you've returned and have come back a champion.
It's great to be back. Looks like you guys have been keeping well, doing well for yourselves.
Yes, trade has been great. We've had plenty of exploration now since the War of the Gathering has occurred, and we've done very well for ourselves. So our mining has been doing well, and even though we're having some trouble with these orcs to the east, we still seem to be faring in any of those skirmishes that we've had.
Yeah, we've had a little run-in with a orc too. A really powerful wizard orc. We were thinking about probably going to go after him, possibly.
Well, that'd be outstanding. You can do anything about these orcs. So
we need to get out of our lands. They're filthy, foul orcs.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything you can do would be well appreciated from your brothers here.
We heard from Cane Tower that one of the mines was taken over. Was that one of our mines?
No, not our mines.
Okay.
There's some mines to the east that have been taken, but those are human ran mines. Those are some merchants in Anlin own those two mines, so that's far from our realm. So But yes, I understand. From what I understood, is orcs took them over.
Have you heard of this orc leader, Gravens?
Yes.
You haven't. Can you give us any information you would know about him?
I just know of the name.
Here, man. Let's get some food.
You guys are eating.
Oh, we're eating. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have been eating at this
Yeah.
before.
You guys are eating, and he's just taking a conversation with Arthur. I'll go around the room too to see if you guys talk to other people. But yes, I've heard of Graybins. I mean, he's more for what I've heard is his exploits are more from the east, and I don't know if he's marching this way or not with the other orcs. I know they're trying to build, but it usually fails anytime the orcs try to band together all the different clans or tribes. Usually fails because there's lack of leadership. So, but I don't know if that's the case at this time.
Well, hopefully we can stop it before it gets too big.
Well, that would be great. It would be highly appreciated, but I know they're gathering. Our scouts have said that and we've had some skirmishes with a couple hundred orcs, at a time, but we've always fared well. Any attacks on our mines, they have attacked our mines, yes, but each time they've attacked, they've failed. They have not been able to take any of our mines, and we've reinforced all of those mines as well. So, but thank you all, each of you, for bringing back our kin, and if there's anything that I can do for you or anything that you need, please do not hesitate to ask.
Sounds great, man.
So you guys are all having dinner. I'm gonna just kind of go around and see if you take up a conversation with anybody. So let's start with Mardor. Are you gonna speak to any of the dwarves other than just normal talk, or are you just gonna eat and just kind of be?
What do you know of the lands beyond?
Probably Lamorne will speak of this. He will say, well, beyond the wall, behind our fort here south, opens up into, first there's still the mountains to go through, but beyond there's a great jungle. And from what we understand there, when we've seen some not too often, mercenaries or adventurers or even merchants come back with hoards of treasure or dead beasts, great beasts of large, gigantic size that are on the other side. We still have our dealings with, giants and dragons, cyclops, manticores, wyverns, all that kind of stuff is all in this area. It's very dangerous in this area. But a lot of passerbys that go through our hold never return. But some do, and they they'll bring different things back and then head on, I guess, to Anlin to sell, or sometimes some of our dwarven merchants buy things up. So
I was born there, that is why I asked.
You were born on the other side?
But I was a baby when I was brought here.
Oh, yes, there are Goliath on the other side. So, we don't. There's other tribes and other things, other races that live on that other side, but we just don't. They don't seem to come through the hold. The only thing that comes through our hold is people that have went through to the other side to explore, and that's who returns. So we have our encounters with different things, but it's more guarding that side of the hold. So, but we don't really. There's some dwarves. We've had some dwarves go out and explore, of course, but it's not my job to do that. My job is to protect our hold.
Okay.
Astronaut, do you talk to him?
Asnod is maybe less than super comfortable at a very formal dinner.
Yeah.
He makes polite conversation when needed, but otherwise sticks to himself.
Want to see the corn on my toe?
All right, Fumo.
Oh, Fumo's loving taking in the food, the drink. You know, if they're offering different kinds of drinks, he's like, bring me some of all of them. That'd be good. You know, I'm gonna try them all.
Yeah.
And then he when he gets there to sit down, he sets his pack next to him, and he'll take little pieces of food and hand them down.
All right.
Be like, here, try this shit, man. That's good.
Yeah. Fix will be like, get some wine down here.
Oh yeah. No, he'll take one of the cups. He'll take one of the cups and just set it on the floor.
Right.
And so he keeps poking his head out.
Like, give me a bowl. Come on. All right. What about Dominique?
You just call him Dom. He's first thing I wanted to know is how did business go today? Like with the talking that I did. Like, was I successful? Did things go well?
Yeah. So you know, I mean, the last 2 weeks you've and so you're about ready to head out.
Okay.
But yeah, you know that you set up success, know, with your trading.
Okay.
So that's
all
all
done.
established now. So you have that business set up, and some of your people, are already in a sense, you've sent somebody
Established
back
here and
to
and
return
going back. Okay.
to set up trade and get word out that you're going to be doing that.
That we're expanding. Cool. All right. Well, then I'm just quietly enjoying my meal. I mean, almost like best way I would describe Dom is everything he does is very formal. So he's formally like almost taste testing the wine while he eats it, and he's cutting very slowly and just eating very like proper and just boring like. So very, very quiet throughout the whole time, with a slight smirk about the success today. So that was it.
The dwarf just smashed.
Eating away out there.
All
right.
Spilling beer down his chest.
All right, Vega. Do you take a conversation with anybody, or?
Yeah, of course. Alright, so first, only speak Dwarven here, just like I said before.
Yep.
So I'll say, hey, Your Majesty, King Swordsteel, could we possibly have a second dinner with Moloch and all of the companions that we saved, and maybe every other dwarf that I hugged this morning, to celebrate with everyone?
Every other dwarf I hugged this morning.
Well, I could definitely set up a dinner with Moloch and his men, absolutely, and maybe their families versus the whole dwarven dwarven population, because I'm pretty sure all the dwarves were out there meeting, and I don't know how many people you hugged. But how about Moloch? How about Moloch, his men and their families?
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that tomorrow.
I will make arrangements for that. He looks at Tavon, and Tavon shakes his head. So.
Do I notice Vega? Like, is she sitting at the table too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What does Vega look like?
Don't get caught up in that.
A beautiful woman, dark hair, dark eyes, attractive. She's wearing a dark leather sort of coat with deep red silk on the inside, and then a tight, form-fitting bodice on the top. No weapons were visible ever. You would have walked in with me, so you would have had a chance to see me, not just at a table. And yeah, I think that's about it. Normally she have a backpack, but I'm sure it's back in the room right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't see any weapons unless you have a good perception check.
Oh, and now you definitely see my face, because my helmet's off.
Okay. So I'm rolling a perception check to see if I notice any weapons.
What's your roll? High roll?
High roll is... And then you add, what do I add to that if I'm proficient?
Whatever or your
Proficiency.
So it's your
Proficiency plus 18.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you have, Vega?
So I just have a dagger concealed at the small
Yeah.
on my back.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So
Cool.
you'd see something.
Mhm.
That probably is maybe a dagger.
Okay. Do
The other
I?
one that's tagged to your inner thigh.
Do I? So,
Higher roll to get
am I sitting near Vega right now?
And a whole other check.
Like within talking distance or no?
Yeah, you'd be within talking distance. Absolutely. You guys are kind of all
Okay.
around this.
Well, I'm chatting with Vega, and I'm curious about her backpack in her room, wanting to know what she's got in it.
There we go. Careful, she'll eat your brains.
No, that's lost.
All right, and then Cass, do you talk to anybody?
Cass will just be cordial with everyone, and for the most part, not reveal anything private about the group. Just be cordial.
Okay.
Sorry, Vega also wants to talk to Lord the Monk Graveheart and say that your rams look amazing to ride. Do you think we could ride some out in the open tomorrow?
For you guys, yes.
I hate one of those.
If you wanna ride them,
That was our last one.
you wanna go for a ride tomorrow, I can arrange that with my
Go
men.
for it.
King and voice.
Maybe we can go patrolling during the day before the meal.
Absolutely. I'll set something up. How about in the morning?
Yeah.
I have
It's all
something
so
I
sick
think
of
to
goblins in the
present you,
background.
and you can put it on the table in front of you while we eat. I have the skull of one of the giants we killed.
No, this is more of a formal dinner. We're good. We're not savages. I'm not flamethrowers. This is
I thought everyone would enjoy that.
no. They're well dressed. That's no. I'm good. This is a king we're talking about, not a barbarian.
The sight in my eyes completely vanishes.
But King of Voice.
So-
I tried to purchase one of your rams earlier because I'm tired of these horses that I have to ride on. They're just terrible. They're not comfortable at all.
Where'd you try to purchase one of the rams from?
Just right outside, like.
You mean at the yes, those are not for sale. They are my men's personal mounts.
I mean, I feel like you guys have to have just one extra, just laying around.
Well, they're not laying around,
Well,
but
yeah, standing around.
well, we do have. I mean, we do breed them, and so we do have them. Yes.
Me being a great warrior, I would love to purchase one from you.
How about I give it as a gift for returning Moloch and his men home safely after being away from us for 3 years. How about I give it to you as a gift? Would you accept that gift from me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tavon, make it so tomorrow. So when you guys go riding in the morning, he'll have your personal steed for you.
I have
Thank
them.
you.
Some old gold with
I
balls
have
that
them
are
looking
dragging
for
on the ground behind it.
A weapon called a Sunblade, and I haven't seen one yet. Do you think one of your men could make one for me?
Flamesdor, we were gonna talk in private about that later.
What did I tell you about that? Like, I told you like 10 minutes ago,
Oh,
just to
never
keep it
mind.
quiet. His mind just wanders.
Rewind.
Great king.
My men can make that, but yeah.
Vega will speak up now in Dwarven. She'll say, is there a chance we could talk with Your Majesty in private?
This is my counsel. I would anything that you say to me, unless you think there's a plot against one of my council killing me, you can say openly here in this room. I can send out the servants if you would like, if it's something that important. But these are my trusted council. That I ask them anything or advice on anything that goes on. These are all the high members of our court. So, is there a plot against me? Because I need to know that right now.
Oh, I hope not. I certainly have no knowledge of that.
Okay. So he'll go. He'll say to Tavon, and so Tavon will then everybody out, and
the servants.
all the servants leave, including Tavon. And so even there's a couple of. You notice there's a couple of guards at each of there's the doors you came through. You saw 2 guards there, and then the door behind the king, and they make sure that everybody goes out, and then they step out too, including Tavon, and so now it's just the king, his 3 lords, and the Lady Corinne. Speak. Go ahead, Vega. Anything you need to speak about Lady Vega, please feel free.
Is the king speaking in common?
Common.
Because she's been speaking Dwarven to him.
Yeah, and I don't speak Dwarven.
And Fumo's looking around like.
Yeah. So he would. He respond right now. It's been Dwarven when she's asked. Yeah.
Yeah, so all that just means that all that we've been
so
hearing,
all you
the
guys
rest of us
see,
is
well, just when we're talking to Vega,
right.
Everybody else has been in common. So, but in Vega, when the kings talked, it's been in Dwarven.
Right.
So, absolutely. So anything Vega says, you have no clue.
But the dwarf replying to her
is also in Dwarven.
Right.
So yep.
Right. So all of a sudden the servants are leaving.
So.
All right, we don't need that.
That sounds about right.
No, it's
Swedish chef.
Swedish chef.
It's good for you.
Speaking gibberish.
That's all it sounds like to us.
Yes.
Yes.
Even without your computer, JD, you're able to find noise to add. That's excellent.
Garther?
Alright, so Vega will
Just
tell it.
clearing the
I'm
room
only
just to
jumping
talk.
to recount this, but she'll retell the story for everyone of how we initially came across them. Because I don't think they've heard it directly yet, right?
No.
And she'll let Arthur chime in too. We can roleplay that if you want, or you can. We're not holding anything back in terms of the truth.
Okay, in a sense with the dwarves, freeing dwarves? Is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah,
okay.
Tell them the build up, how we came across them, and we actually we paid a goblin for information because we weren't sure, and we gave him gold, and then we explored ourselves, and we got trapped, and then we found out there was a big meeting, and so the whole story.
Okay, sure, absolutely. So
Cloud giants, fire giants, stone giants, you know.
And at the end, she'll say this. So our rescue of these great smiths, it wasn't fortuitous. It was actually the result of weeks of planning, and came at no small expense to us. And we did this for justice and compassion, obviously not for reward. But as adventurers, obviously we will appreciate any aid that you would offer us towards future endeavors.
I'm glad she's
But
saying this
rather
in
than
Dwarven.
coins or gems, which obviously are very plentiful and not that important, we have heard for years the stories of the amazing crafting skills of the dwarves, as everyone has. And so we would humbly request something more personal that might connect us to you and reaffirm our relationship. And our leader, Arthur, has actually surveyed all of the group and would like to present a list of boons which might be appropriate for each of us.
He says, okay.
That's all in Dwarven, thank you.
Was that all in Dwarven?
Yeah, it's all in Dwarven.
I'm glad it's Dwarven because I'd have something to say otherwise.
So in
You
Dwarven,
don't want to make a persuasion roll, Bill.
in Dwarven, I will say we have many powerful warriors in our group, but we also have many spellcasters in our group, and we would love for you to aid in our adventuring, because we plan to annihilate this orc group eventually, and we would love you aiding us in doing so. And so I have a list, not necessarily demands, but we would like
Well, I hope it wasn't command.
No.
We would like these accommodations to further us in our adventures.
We thought these would be appropriate to aid us in the future. And if you thought that this was a step far, we would be willing to take on an additional mission for you if you had something specifically. For example, taking out Gravens.
Well, taking out Gravens would definitely. I mean, that is one of our immediate concerns, of course. And then Lord Battleheart, he will bust in too, actually. Then, but he'll speak in common, so everybody, because he sees the looks of everybody in the room, that not everybody understands what is being said. So he actually breaks down and into common, and he says, "Yeah, we have other issues at hand too, and I don't know what is on this list that you were asking or requesting of whatever items or goods or services that we could possibly provide for you."
List of items?
But we have some immediate problems even to the west of us, not to where the orcs are coming from the east. But we have these two Cyclop brothers that have taken up arms against us, named Pawil and Tybrid, and they've harassed some of my scouts, and they have a group of berserkers and hellhounds also under their
humans?
Yeah,
human
humans.
berserkers.
Yeah, barbarians, berserkers, whatever you may want to call them, and as well as hellhounds under their command. So I mean, that's one of our issues that we're having. Also, see, he doesn't seem to. He's like just ready to
opportunity
share. Opportunity.
He's like, shit, I can get him off my list.
Yeah, he's like. Also, I'm dealing with this frost giant named Volmir. He's given us troubles to the west as well. So any of the things that you could handle to the west, I mean, we have the orcs coming from the east, and if you're willing to go take on his Gravens and whatever other orcs that are gathering, fine. But we're having a problem with that, and we have another. It's a married couple of these two frost giants, also named Garrett and Naya, and they've been giving us issues too. Those are all right to the west of us. So we've been having some issues with some Cyclops and a few frost giants. So
Pavil and Tybrid are the Cyclops, and Volmir is a frost giant, and Garrett and Nia are married frost giants.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And do you ever sue for peace with the frost giants, or do they always have to be killed? We don't negotiate in the sense for peace. They're not looking for peace. These are the ones that have. This is stuff that's currently harassing us. We always have stuff. We have my men. We go out and we take care of things. That's exactly what we do. But those are things that I can tell you that are troubling. We're always running into frost giants out here. Some of our issues that we deal with more out here than anything are there's a lot of Cyclops in the mountains around here, especially to the west, but some are to the east as well. We have frost giants galore that maybe come out of their lair and we have issues with. And then the Manticores and the Chimeras. There's those are very friendly. You don't need to worry about those.
Tell my men that. So
okay, we can do that tomorrow.
So yeah, the Chimeras. There's four of them that seem to travel in a pack, and when we run into them, it's really nasty. So.
What is a chimera? Never heard of one.
A chimera is a flying beast that's three-headed with a dragon, a lion, and a goat. So, yeah, it's very chaotic. It's a chaotic beast.
Who put those together?
Wizards.
From what I understand, the gods years ago, probably Tiamat herself. I'm not sure on how that is, but I know, and Davon will go. Yeah, they're part of the. They were created during the Great Wars of the gods and the demons.
Oh,
so
kind of like somebody.
They're very chaotic.
Yeah.
So, but there's 4 of them that seem to be traveling together.
Well, we're always happy to help. Always happy to go out there and bust some heads.
Well,
yeah, I think we were talking about how there's gray bins. There's also some other weird stuff in the area that's not as close to you. Some of it is, some of it isn't. One of them, there's a group of ogres over by Starkin Tower that seems to have maybe some demons in charge of them now, which becomes a little more problematic. Mostly because they teleported away, and that was when we ran into them, so that was pretty weird. But the other thing is Nico Thorne was killed, and by Kyle from the mountains. So he's expanded his range, and I don't know if he's intending to join with the orcs or what. But I think Nico Thorne was more of a wild card that you couldn't. He probably wasn't going to band with anybody. But what do you know of?
The king looks more over at Davin at this time, and in a sense, you seem like the king's more in a sense, is maybe asking Davon to speak up on these matters, and so Davon, he'll says, I know of these names that you say, but those are way outside of our realm. And we don't necessarily, unless they come into our realm, there's no need for us to worry about that stuff. That is for others to worry about. For our concern is our immediate concern are, of course, the orcs, and then whatever is troubling us to the west. So.
So you don't think there's a likelihood that maybe Graybins and his kind would petition help from Bakyle?
He could very well, Bakyle, but it would be more the other way around. If Graybins petitions Bakyle more than likely would take over the orc army. And from what I understand, there's already. And maybe he will. There's a couple of red dragons that are with the orcs.
Oh, really?
But they're young, from what I understand. Is that they're young.
He looks over at Vega.
They're young red dragons. Yes, I know the name of one of them. The one that I know of is named Vermax.
Are they big enough to fly on yet?
Yes. They are.
Is Graybins using them to fly himself?
This Graybins that you speak of, I know of his name, but I think he is further east. I don't think he has made his way to us. This Vermax is with the dwarf or the orcs that are out here.
And who's leading the orcs out here?
His name is Grimnox.
Grimnox. And did I get it wrong? Is it Valky? Vakyle. With the,
what tribe is that?
yeah, the translation's always weird. People say
Is that the
things.
Skull Crushers?
What is that?
The orcs, the clan in which you are dealing with, that Grimnox leads. What is the name of that tribe?
They are the Blood Shield.
Blood Shield.
Skull Crushers are a different tribe of orcs. There's a lot of orcs. The rumor is, and what we're understanding is, is that Grimnox is trying to build this orc nation, and I'm assuming this Graybins that you talk about is probably gonna join in. But the red dragons, these young red dragons that they have, they are not in control. Grimnox is in control of the dragons, and I don't know if it's one of their clerics or shamans that might have control, or they raise these dragons. I'm not sure how they came about these 2 red dragons that they have in part of their army. So.
Do you know of any of his second in commands? Can you tell us anything more about his group?
That's to be honest, that's really what I know. I don't know in the sense of second commands. I'm sure there's tons of orc chieftains that are bringing their tribes to join Grimnox. From what I understand, is Grimnox is a very tough orc and very charismatic orc. Where if this is successful, he would be the one that could lead thousands of orcs together under one banner. At this time, that's not the case. I mean, I'm assuming that from what our scouts have said in the skirmishes we've ran against, I think Grimnox probably has around 1,000 orcs under his command currently. But there's more coming. This Graybins you talk of, I don't know how many orcs are with him. And then there's more on their way as well. So they're making their way. But what we've dealt with is more of Grimnox, his men under his banner. That's who we've dealt with him for years. I mean, this is not something new. But now, we hear the uprising that he's trying to gather the whole orc nation.
So if we can kill off Graybins and maybe get his clan to think twice about joining, that may be helpful. Or
the king will speak up now, and the king will say, with what we've found over the years, is that if you cut off the head of any goblin or orc or kobold, even giant leadership, if you cut off the head, usually it falls apart. So if you could kill this Graybins who's ever leading whatever orcs he's leading, I'm sure they wouldn't even make it this far. It would just end up wandering around. Same thing with Grimnox. If you killed him, if you took out the leader, well, then this whole thing would probably fall apart. So.
And we pick up 2 red dragons, which would be great.
That would be tough. They're chaotic. They are very chaotic, and I don't know how you would control them. I mean, I heard that you have a wyvern in your group, and that's probably even somewhat difficult to control. But luckily, I mean, that is something of a lawful, a creature versus a chaotic creature like the red dragons and the black dragons are. Those are more chaotic. They're very hard to rein in. But if that would be up to you. However you guys deal with the red dragons. Even young red dragons are not easy to deal with.
Sure.
Especially 2 of them.
But they make good.
Advice, I haven't dealt with red dragons yet.
They make a nice vest though, right?
They make good armor. The king says.
Are they any good to eat?
I
We're
would.
gonna eat our new friends, jeez.
From what I understand, once you kill a dragon, their insides deteriorate fairly quickly. So you have to take. If you're trying to harvest something, you have to harvest it very fast. You know what you're doing. Other than the outside of their shell, their hide, that's there. But from what I understand is because they're magical beasts, that a lot of it just when they die, a lot of their innards go pretty quickly. So unless you know how to perform surgery or you're a true hunter and you can get that kind of stuff out, it would be difficult to do. But it would be very valuable if you could do it.
Oh, I was just thinking you have a feast right then and there. If you're gonna try to see what a dragon tastes like, but I don't think I want to try.
I was thinking the tail would be succulent like it is on the alligator or the crocodile.
Yeah, I've never tasted dragon, nor do I really want to, but I know that the wizards and priests probably could use their heart or their lungs for different spells that they do. I don't know that much about that kind of stuff. I'm more of a warrior, but I'm sure Davon could tell you stuff like that. I'm sure he's probably harvested some stuff back in the day. So
which of these could we encounter tomorrow when we were riding the rams? Which is closest? Like Powell and Hybrid, maybe, or?
I'll
probably address this to good old Braveheart.
Lamorne. He says that the closest thing is probably Powell and Tybrid. They've been giving us the most trouble lately, so they're probably within a day. So, but I wouldn't want to take my rams out for that. Sorry. If you guys are you're fine to go riding them around in our area, outside the hold, but you haven't been trained on them to ride them. So, I prefer not to lose those to these cyclops and these barbarians and hellhounds. But they'll be the closest thing. We've been running into them usually a day out to the west.
Oh well, sounds like a perfect day's outing for a picnic and a cyclops hunt.
Sounds good to me.
Well, my liege, I think I speak for all of us when I say that we'd be more than happy to help you with any number of these items. Dealing with the orcs, I think, is more of a long-term goal and one that sits on our horizon rather than something that we can deal with in the next few weeks. We've just actually learned of a group of clerics that we came up against some time ago. A particularly wild group of clerics has put themselves in our crosshairs here. And so perhaps we may be dealing with them, but when we return, we would love to help you with any number of those items. Perhaps you can prioritize them for us and let us know how we can help.
Well,
we don't take care of tomorrow, I mean, he means.
However you guys discuss this, our things are immediate, not. And I understand you may have other things to do, and I guess Garther and I can talk later and see what this list consists of, and I can consider what we can do now, or we could wait until you guys return. But for us, is our immediate concerns, what's immediate to us, and that's the orcs, and I said of these as Lamont has spoken some of our nuances to the west. So.
And Grimnox is to the east, the direction we are heading, correct?
Yes, Grimnox is in the east in the mountains.
How far is it from the mine that we're headed to?
The mine; those are very far. Those mines are far to the east of us.
Like 10 days, or?
Probably more than that, he says. He says probably 2 to 3 weeks from here.
Sorry, it broke up briefly. What's 2 weeks? The mines that we're going to?
It'd probably more like 3 weeks to those mines.
How far are the orcs?
The orcs, we've been dealing with the orcs immediately. So the orcs
I
are.
only swear in Elvish, so just so you know.
He says that the orcs, we've had dealings with the orcs as close as 3 days from here with some of our mines. So
we might encounter Grimnox on the way to the mine, correct?
Well, if you guys skirt along the mountains, very well that you could run into Grimnox or any other type of orcs that are heading that way. So your Grabins, if he's heading towards to join Grimnox, I guarantee he's probably traversing the mountains and going along the mountain. So you could run across a lot of orc tribes going that way.
Does that work, Casimir, or no? What was your intention, Casimir?
Well, to chase down these clerics and then return here and help the dwarves.
I don't think you caught my question. We're going to go past a bunch of things.
Do the dwarves require us to return, though? I mean, if all of those things are along the way, then that would be fantastic.
They're not. They're to the west.
To the west.
So there's one thing that's close to the west.
Most of the things are to the west. The orcs are all to the east.
Orcs are all to the east. So we could attack the orcs along the way, do some raids.
That's my question for Cass. Can we attack Grimnox along the way to the mine?
Yeah. I mean, if we encounter his group, but I think trying to isolate and target a clan leader of 1,000 orcs who has dragons with him is a task that may require quite a bit amount of planning.
Perhaps more than 8 people.
Is this conversation going on in Dwarven or in Common?
It's common.
This is all common. You can talk.
Yeah.
You do realize if we start raiding these orcs, we're going to have them hot on our heels as we are heading towards the mines.
Perhaps.
Well,
Depends on how we attack.
King Advice goes, well, if you, like I said, if you are bold enough and you go after the head and take out Grimnox, then there goes any of the, any sort of warring nation, orc warring nation. You take him out of the equation, we would be highly grateful of that, of course. And then the rest would fall apart. Even your Grabins, I guarantee you, can't muster this nation under him. This is Grimnox doing. Grimnox has the dragons. But if you took him out, if you found where his camp was and actually took him out, I mean, I'm not telling you to fight his whole army. I mean, if you guys choose to, that's on you. But I would not send anybody to go in a group of 9 or 10 of you, however many of you are, to go fight 1,000 orcs. That'd be suicide. But if you could figure out where Grimnox is staying, you maybe capture one of his high commanders or something. Or even one of these dragons, if your Lady Vega can, I guess you can, if you can have a wyvern under your control, maybe you can get a red dragon under your control and they tell you where this Grimnox is located and you go either around or through the camp. Who knows? I mean, that's all up to you guys how you do that. But if you took out Grimnox...
That's an amazing plan. I love it.
If you took out Grimnox, then I guarantee the Orc Nation would fall apart and we would be very grateful. And so whatever this list is that you're asking for, I'm pretty sure we'd be fine with that boon. I haven't seen the list, but I'm assuming whatever it is we could possibly provide, if that's the case, if you take out the Orc Nation.
Vega will tell me to the whole. We shouldn't squabble and trog him. Let's let Garther accept this mission loudly in front of the king, and let's talk about the details later. So everyone gets that in their head in the group. Sorry, not you yet, Dominic.
In Dwarven, we'd be honored to take on this mission. Loudly.
I didn't catch that.
Don't worry about it. It was perfect.
And Dwarven, I will say we will gladly accept this mission, and I hope you. Well, I don't even know what. I gladly accept this mission.
Okay. Great. Then we.
Yeah.
All right. And
Do you want? We don't want to go take out one eye
come and
and the other one eye.
We're good.
Okay.
and then
We'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get lucky and run into one.
yeah, and but you do notice when you say no to that, Lamorne looks a little disappointed there.
Oh, the Cyclops.
Yeah. He
Come on, it's just a one day, you know.
Who knows?
But
Maybe.
he says, so Lord of Voice says, well, then let's have the rest of the celebration tonight. And as I said, make sure there's arrangement tomorrow with Moloch and his men. And then Garther, you and I and Lamorne can meet tomorrow as well and discuss what in your list, and as well as the plans for you guys going to take out Grimnox for us. So he'll nod to Lord Horos, and he'll get up and he'll open the door to Tavon and behind the king, and then they'll come back in. The servants will come in and they'll drink and eat, and they'll all, well, the ones that seem talkative, of course, is the king. He talks to each one of you and asks, what you guys have done. He seems very interested in your guys' journeys and what you fought and stuff like that. The ones that and Lady Corinne also talks to you guys a lot. She seems to be also very talkative and will ask you guys questions and seems very polite out of the rest. But Horos, he seems pretty serious, and he'll really only talk to you if you guys are asking him specific questions. And even David Ruinhost, he seems grumpy, and he definitely, you guys get the feel like he doesn't even want to be here at the dinner. Kind of like probably, but for different reasons. But
my hammer's bigger than yours.
Well, he doesn't have a hammer. He's the one that's. He's a mage, so he has a staff with this long blade on it.
Cass will try to engage them.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Make him feel more comfortable.
And then Lord Lamarn will talk a lot to Garther and probably Flamezor, and really say, well, about these Cyclops. He's going to probably drink with you and try to talk you into, maybe taking this day out to go after these Cyclops and Barbarians and Hellhounds that have been bothering his men.
I mean, you've taken out mountain trolls already, so I mean, Cyclops wouldn't be too hard. How do you feel like?
Yeah, for your group, couple Cyclops and some Barbarians and some Hellhounds. I'm pretty sure
with that every day,
your group, your group can do that.
No,
Yeah, he's like Flamezor. I bet you could, take out these Barbarians yourself.
Yeah.
So so he'll talk you guys up, and then Cass, you wanted to talk to David.
Yeah, we don't need to play the whole thing out, but if he's seeming somewhat not engaged with the party, Cass will try to talk to him and engage in some conversations about the magical arts, and maybe produce one of those jars which he has the preserved mummy remains in.
Oh yeah, he'll be interested in that then. If you pull that out, he'll be definitely more, it seems. He definitely doesn't seem to be engaged with the rest of the group. But if you start talking a little bit about the magic arts, and especially you pull out that jar, he'll show interest in that, and then be more receptive to talking to you than the rest of the group. And so,
Do the servants return with dessert for everybody?
Yeah, so everybody's still eat. Yeah, they'll bring out desserts, and like I said, they'll wines and anything that you got. They have that goes on for a couple hours. So,
Hey, you got more of that?
Right here.
So
Enjoy.
No. You're smoke, man. You're good. You're good tobacco.
There you go.
Okay.
Hey.
So this will be something
Enjoy.
because they haven't experienced this yet. So she's
What are you
gonna
doing?
ask. She's
I
gonna
like to
say,
smoke
I
it
would,
anyway.
I'd like to have someone
Different
here
kind
in
of pipe,
Sunter
though.
Hold, or maybe a couple people that I could do ascending to periodically.
He
Would
flicks
you
his
be that
thumb
person?
and does the same thing.
And you did this to Davon?
Yeah, he's the caster, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Or Davon.
Yeah.
Take care.
Um,
Instead. Decided to do level 2 and
he responds. I'm too busy for that, but I can get you in touch with somebody else in my group.
One of your magical apprentices.
Yeah, one of my apprentices, but I'm too busy for meaningless sendings.
You don't know that yet. Okay, that sounds great.
The DM does.
Bill, Castle also pulled another glass jar, and this is the remains of a beaver. It is the organs I harvested from it, which helped it produce lightning. And
Here.
I have been every day casting a spell on it to preserve the organs, so they are as if they were just harvested from the creature itself.
Oh, okay.
I would like to give this to you.
Well, from what I understand is you have a meeting with Hagag, correct? Either later this evening. Why don't you give him that as a gift? He'd probably be appreciative more.
Very well.
So,
if I was interested in perhaps learning the sigil required to return here someday of my own magics, would I speak to him or you?
You would speak to me on this matter. And so he gets really serious now. However, we don't let outsiders do this. But if you did, and he whispers this to you, or no one else in the group hears, if you take care of this Grimnox for my king, I would grant you and your group. I would grant you the sigil, so you could return here with your group. But you would have to do something grand like that for us to open our sigil. We don't do that to our outsiders. Only our very, very trusted friends. And you did something like that for my king. You took care of this orc nation. I would definitely grant you access to our sigil. And then you and your friends could return here anytime.
That is understandable, and I look forward to developing a relationship with your dwarves.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
what about these Cyclops? What do you know about them? Where do they lay at night? Have you found that out?
We don't know where they're. We don't
to attack you.
So Lemorn says, we don't know where their lair is. I'm pretty sure it's got to be a day away though, because we've been attacked as close as about a half a day away from our hold here, and so I guarantee they're not making it that far from wherever their lair is. We've ran into them always outside, and we haven't been able. We usually end up. We haven't tried to fight them face to face. I've lost some men due to them.
They've returned correctly?
We haven't tracked them down yet.
So, do the brothers attack together, or do they send out one at a time and with a group of berserkers and hellhounds?
When we've ran into them, it's usually we've been running into. We've ran into them twice now, and they've had 4 hellhounds about a dozen barbarians and the 2 brothers.
Cyclops and Hellhounds, I think Carlene would have no hard time tracking them.
Yeah. So you wouldn't want to take the Rams with us to
St. Louis.
No, I've lost a couple Rams
LA.
because of them. The barbarians.
Those Rams went from St. Louis to LA.
They're archers. I mean, so that's where we've had to kind of retreat a little bit, is because of all the arrows. You know, what they do is their tactic is they rush the hellhounds on us, and when we're dealing with the hellhounds, then they're shooting arrows from afar, and so we've had to retreat out of that situation. And then the 2 Cyclops, you know, are backing up these barbarians. So we haven't fought the brothers yet. We've killed we've killed a few hellhounds and then a couple of these barbarians, but that were maybe a little bit more eager than some of the others. But like I said, you know, my scout groups, you ran into them this afternoon. It's usually four scouts out, and I've had patrols where half of my patrols come back, including losing 3 Rams because of that.
That's not good.
No.
So how many of these berserkers?
a dozen.
Well, they've been using a dozen.
All with bows doing. That's pretty smart of them.
You know, they rush the hellhounds first, and then the archers are in the back shooting. Like I said, a couple of eager barbarians have come up and engaged melee with us, but we haven't engaged with the 2 Cyclops at all. The Cyclops seem to be backing up the archers.
They're always attacking you. You've never come across them like running up on them.
No, and like I said, we haven't tracked them back to their lair yet. We've only had 2 skirmishes with them. This is a new foe for us.
How recent of an attack was it?
The last one was 6 days ago, and then the one before that was another 8 days prior to that. So this is a new foe. We're always running into new things. I mean, so they must have, I don't know, maybe have come out of the mountains a little bit wherever they were. They've made their way this way.
So we can make a...
They could be part of, maybe they're trying to make their way east to Grimnox. Grimnox, from what I understand, is, gathering just not just orcs, and he has a couple dragons, but, of course there's ogres and...
we possibly could take care of this for you tomorrow, talking to my group, depending.
Well, yep, talk to your group, and that would be great.
With them, so I hear all this, or is it in door?
That's up to him. You hear. So Lamorne would want you to hear this too. He's trying to convince you, as well. The 2 of you, he's talking to both of you. For the warriors that this is.
So, what's Slosh doing during all this?
Slosh is just eating. He's just over there, just grabbing, drinking beer.
Like, wait, we have a lizard man sitting.
Who was like looking around, seeing if he's running out or if they're, if they just keep bringing it to him.
Just keep bringing him food. He's just like, another pig, and he's just ripping it apart and just making a mess. There's almost like one servant just constantly cleaning up after him and picking stuff off the floor. Carlene keeps hitting him into the side, going, slow down. And he's like,
is Mardor eating much or just
a little bit? Not a whole lot. I mean, he's not being like that.
No, but you just, you're enjoying yourself or no?
After the conversation?
Yeah, he's just quietly enjoying himself. He's not really.
I say to Slosh, food, eating time.
He's very reserved.
3, 2, 1. And
Fumo's gonna take.
He just ignores you.
Fumo's gonna take one of his pictures of ale that he thought was pretty tasty and like put it over in front of him. Mage hand. Drink more, man. It's a party. You never had a party before?
Not like this.
Well, yeah. You're in the hall of a great dwarven king. You should have a party like this once in a lifetime.
This I know.
Maybe we'll come back and have another one after we kick
Once
some.
in a lifetime is probably enough.
Whatever, man.
All right, so the rest of the evening, like it says, you drink.
I got a joke. I'm like, after a little bit, I grab one of Slosh's pigs and pull it over to me and just eat it.
All right, Slosh just goes over. Oh, get another pig. More pig. All right, so you guys eat and drink, head back to the guest quarters. All of you guys. Tavon will bring you guys back. I'm assuming Cass will make his way to the Iron. And then go meet with Hagog for a drink. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have second dinner with.
Yeah, with more drinks. So.
You sure you're not a halfling?
So. All right.
Second dinner.
Maybe
Well.
go find Monty and go hunt things.
Okay. Yep.
She's gonna tell the wall or whatever that we're leaving and we'll be back later.
There go. Okay. Just make sure that you don't fly in. That you walk in from the outer towers and let them know. We have a lot of flying things at night, and we're not gonna miss. So make sure you approach by ground. You'll be fine. So.
Alright, so we'll go out, try to find something to eat.
Sure.
Practice the new attack routine.
All right. Okay. And then Jared, we can probably do this discussion with
That's pretty good stuff. From when I don't want to get fucked
later
up.
online or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. There's plenty of it.
All right. So the next morning, you guys all awake? Are you guys gonna meet and discuss things as a group at all, or just gonna go ride?
Yeah, I guess we should.
Well, you gotta go. You gotta meet with the king with the list. When's that happening? After a ride? Before a ride?
After.
Why don't you do it?
I'll do it before or after.
Yeah,
Alright,
Lamorne will meet you. Come in the morning with all of you guys and say, he has a couple of men with him, and he says, "Well, we can go for a ride."
That sounds good.
Do you really think one of them can hold me?
Give us
Well, no, not you, not Slosh. He says.
Give us 10 minutes, alright?
Sure. Yeah, he's in the guest quarters.
So is it animal handling to ride these?
I talked with Lamone yesterday about.
Is his last name Jello?
About these two cyclops.
No, this would be in the morning. When you come back in the morning, because you know about the ram ride.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Sorry.
I figured why not take out a threat that's really close by. He says they're probably less than a day's travel, and they don't seem like a hard challenge to take on. They are very smart Cyclops, though, from what it seems. They're very tactical. But I'd like to do my fellow Dwarven brothers a favor immediately. And we can kill 2 Cyclopses. We haven't killed Cyclopses yet. I don't even know what one really looks like, but let's go find out, I say.
Mardor goes, here. Now you've seen a Cyclops. Yeah.
And Slosh is probably patting his stomach. Me too. I'm like, I can't ride.
Oh, you don't want to go kill stuff?
Wait, we're going to kill stuff? I stand up, jump around.
Wow, what did you say? I didn't even hear you. Alex was talking.
Thanks. Do they have prisoners? Did I hear that they have prisoners?
No. They do not know. They have not tracked them to
He
where
said
they
he
live.
lost some men as in they killed some men, I think.
He lost some men when they ran into him, but they have not yet tracked back to where they live.
Okay. Then the other thing I said is we should bring all the horses if they don't want to send the rams all that way.
Yeah, we can ride around on the rams until they want to let them go back, and then we can take our horses over.
Yeah, the rams are purely for a joyride, not to take out to.
And while you guys are joyriding, I want to go down to the merchant quarter and try and find something big enough for me to ride.
To the Cyclops and back.
Well, we're thinking we might
That is
go a
the
little
race.
beyond. So if you want to take some time to check that out, make it quick.
I can't ride with you.
You don't want to miss out on a good fight.
I can't ride with you.
Yeah, you can. Bring the horse.
Sure, bring your horse.
I don't have a horse.
We
You guys told me I had to walk.
We have 14 of them.
A horse couldn't carry me, I thought.
Okay, we'll take the wagon.
Like 310
310?
plus
But I'm
your
7
equipment, 400.
I'm 7'10". And my feet are dragging on the ground.
Oh, we can put you in a wagon. That's
Hey,
what
Bill.
the wagon's for.
That's what you did the last time.
Well,
I've been leveling up my character.
or maybe we should figure out
Can
if
my
they have a
sword
chariot.
have finesse? Or no?
I mean,
What type is it? The finesse is actually.
Well,
it says on the weapons.
It's a different
which ones
kind of
are
sword.
finesse.
It's like a katana sword and it's not listed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the shape of a katana. So
But what is it? Is it like a
Typically
short
not.
sword? Is it a long sword?
We're
Is it
going
a
to be doing this in the
so it's
morning.
a long sword.
Well,
It would.
yeah, it's the morning already.
By virtue of that, but
Or is it
we
a
do-
ton or a cutlass?
So I figured we'd ride around on the
other
rams,
varieties, so
and then
you
as
know,
soon as they say, "Oh, it's time to
more of a
get
cemetery.
off the rams,"
yeah.
and we can say we want to ride
That
towards
is
the
finessable.
Cyclops spotting areas where they've been
It's not
ran
light,
into,
but it's finessable.
and then as soon as they feel uncomfortable with the rams,
Yeah.
they can send them back.
Scimitar.
Because I don't think
The nice
Huh?
idea about scimitar is light and finesse.
yeah.
So either one of those. Anything with finesse, it seems like it's.
Okay,
Well,
so we leave.
they're both pretty much the same.
okay, so the whole group's gonna go out then? Is that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going because I haven't got my. I was
Take the wagon.
Yeah, they're
Huh?
the same damage. So
What?
scimitar
Oh, you're
probably
taking the wagon with us
slightly-
on the ride?
We can either take the wagon or we can take the
What they're talking about this is
It's nice.
the wagon goes out with the horses as well, so you could basically lead the wagon. And Slosh maybe. Are you taking both wagons?
No.
Just one? Okay, so Slosh and you could be in one wagon, and then all the horses are coming with. They just want to go ride the rams for about an hour or two out, and then have the dwarves take the rams back, and then the group continues on to go after these cyclops.
Okay. Okay. I'll get my mount later.
Lord Lamone, you will be
Yeah, we can get
happy and
something for you.
pleased to know we
Tell them to hunt for it while we're
want
gone.
to take on this mission of the Cyclopses.
Great.
Remember
Very
that thing we saw that
Forget it.
that big
Maybe the meeting with the
Rhinoceros.
king can wait off a day because I don't know if we'll be back in a day.
Yes, I mean I will definitely let the king know that. So maybe we should also suspend that dinner until you guys return.
Yeah, probably.
With Moat.
Just a couple days.
Sure, absolutely. I'll make sure that that's all taken care of. So when you return, they'll have the dinner and
Scouts will
then,
know we're coming.
And then we'll talk, I guess, about this list when you return with the king. So yeah, and I'm sure it'll be a little bit more favorable too if you take care of this problem for
Yeah,
us.
don't say it. We will.
Oh well, that is great. I like your confidence.
We're going to take care of this for you.
Perfect. I love it. All right. So.
We'll ride some rams.
All right. And so Lamorne will ask too. So Dom, would you are you going to go with these guys and check go out with them and
Come hang out. We got a lot of
ride
horses.
the rams here and ride the horses with them if you're interested in
Probably gonna
joining
leave the
them
wagons
against
here,
these
my guess.
You can tell the
Cyclops?
great tale of slaying 2 Cyclopses.
Be happy to go. That sounds like fun.
It will be a blast.
I'll take some entertainment on there. Sounds like a good time.
You ready to
What
face
weapons
a dozen berserkers
That's a
like
great
your little
question.
self? Wait, they're not little.
The only weapon you see is
this could be bad.
a long curved sword in a sheath. That's all you
Remember
see.
this.
A
You're
katana.
fighting
Yeah.
things
Katana sword.
head on, right?
He's into that stuff.
But taking
That's a
arrows,
katana. Yeah.
not your favorite thing, right?
I like
Did
it.
we have
Yeah,
a
but
name?
not 12 of them.
Sure.
Let's not.
No, his name's Dominic. You just said you can call him
You
Dom.
can call him
Use
down.
cover.
Is he wearing black leather tight with a cat o' nine
Always
tails?
important. I can make a kind of darkness. Alright, that would fuck up there.
All right. So you guys
behind the darkness.
go ahead and
Engage some of those things. If we
ride on out on the rams, or some of you in the wagon.
Nice.
Um,
Nice
cool.
one.
Let's
More
see if
sentiment.
I fall off.
I'm sorry. What was that?
We'll have Monty follow.
Yep. Yeah. So Monty will follow at a little distance there. So
I bet I could ride Monty.
That's a good question.
yeah, you probably could. So.
Do you want to try?
Sure.
Okay, I'll ask him. Hey, Monty, what do you think about the big blue guy? I'll tell you this.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do I think about him?
You think you could carry him?
Yeah,
I mean, I know you can carry him. Do you think you want? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
He's a little bit grumpy.
It's all right. I'm a little bit grumpy too. So.
I know that's true. You guys will make a good team. Okay. Hey, at the end when it looks like we're gonna give up the Rams, I want you to do our new attack routine on me. Okay? You fly down and grab me off the ram.
Okay, I can do that. But don't.
And then I'll see if I can climb up on you. It'll be a new trick.
Okay, with him on me at the same
Yeah, sure.
time.
You can carry two people, can't you?
Oh no, I can do that. But you getting on, you then climbing up while he's on top of me.
Yeah. We'll make
Okay.
it work.
Yeah, you're small.
I'm agile. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it'll work. We'll see. Worst case, you just fall from the sky, right?
Jesus.
Just crashed you. We fought with.
Yes, it's true. So.
Crazy. I'm telling you.
Falling never kills characters.
It definitely won't kill me.
All right, so you guys, you get on top of Monty, go for the ride. Sure. All right. So what are you rolling for?
Animal handling.
sure.
See if
You
I
don't
can-
need to roll that. That's more in the sense of combat, in a situation where you're trying to do
You've rid of that
something.
four things.
You got a saddle on him?
Yeah, Monty has a saddle.
Yeah,
saddle
beautiful.
on him.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I'll get up there.
There's a rope there to tie yourself to as well.
Yep. So you can tie in.
Cool.
So.
If you want to. I don't care.
Yep, I would. I don't want to fall.
Woo!
And there goes our Goliath.
There goes your Clark.
All right.
Trying to save you with my shield.
All right. So you guys go ahead and then head on out. So you guys go ahead and then ride for about 2 hours. And
Are they faster than the horses or slower?
they move actually probably a little faster than horses. So
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
I mean, they're like large. They're large rams.
Yeah.
We gotta get a few of these.
Oh, I'm good. That's why I asked the king yesterday.
Just
Yourself. I want one for me.
You have your giant dragon.
It's for the future. I'm planning ahead. It's not for me to drive.
all right. So so when the Rams start, where Lord Lamone wants to turn them around, and then all of a sudden, just out of the sky, and all of a sudden, Monty just takes off. You hold on.
What the hell are you doing?
Goes swooping down, super fast, gliding on down.
Look out!
Just takes Vega right off the ram into the air and just goes up. And so then in Vega, you're gonna try to climb up, right?
Yep, try to climb out of his hands and into the saddle.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
Alright,
Or no, athletics.
If I see her trying to do this,
Athletics.
I'm gonna try to reach down and grab her because
Oh.
I'm scared for her.
Well,
Okay.
which
So
one
I'll
was
help
it?
her.
So with advantage. With advantage.
Because I'm tied in.
That's what I want to hear. Thank you, Marta. Yeah, that's Marta. Alright, here we go. 2 dice. Okay, wow, those are both pretty terrible. So it's 16.
Oh no, that's good enough. So 16, yep. So you're able to climb up and get on the saddle in front of Mardor.
Yeah, like acrobatics would benefit. Just flip up.
Marnor's worried about her. He just wants to get her up, so he grabs her by the back and he pulls her up and just lays her over the top of the saddle in his lap. So she's like,
she's able to climb up and get into the saddle with you. So
she's in the saddle, back in the saddle with Mardor.
The two weapons.
Thanks
But
for the help. That was a little hard.
Depends on what
We
you
haven't practiced that yet.
I'll stay with this game.
Yeah, so but yeah, you do it really good, Al. The rest of the group sees this, and yeah, she seems to, with Mardor's help, basically just helps pick her up, and she climbs right on up, and she's on there and riding. And so Lamorne will take the rams and say, "Good luck, Arthur, and good luck to all of you.
So,
Hopefully you're victorious."
so I'm sitting down. So, is this the one the king wanted to give me as a gift, or?
No, that's one of ours.
Okay. Just thought I'd.
Back to the horse.
Oh, horses. I gotta
Sorry.
get back on this thing.
Yeah, he said, sorry. No, that's one of my men, so you get upset if you didn't bring it back.
So how many rams did he bring with us? Enough for
Enough
whoever
for
wanted to
whoever
try them?
wanted to ride one.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah, Fumo definitely wanted to try it out.
yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody but Slosh might be the only
Slosh
one.
Mardor.
Slosh Mardor.
Did you want to ride one?
And it's convenient.
So, yeah, so other than that, yeah, they brought out quite a few
Little gnome
We're
with
ramming.
piece ram.
Ramen.
I'm really athletic, so
Oh,
that
we
would
like
make
ramen
me just
too.
laugh.
Ramen.
We're
Ramen.
going to be trying to look out for this group. So that's what we're going to do.
All
So,
right.
Monty, this is pretty fun. We should do this more often.
Did he bring enough men? Like his men could ride our horses while we're riding their rams, kind of thing, or?
No,
a
he
few
just
of 'em?
brought a couple out, just put them in the wagon. So he brought like 4, and they just feed the rest of the rams.
Perfect.
So, but 4 men
You guys-
get in the
You
wagon.
guys be careful on the way back, okay?
We'll be fine.
Alright.
So, Morton goes, yeah, we'll be okay.
And then a Cyclops just kills them.
The Cyclops pop out.
All right. So, you guys go ahead and head on out. And
Fumo goes. And his horse actually gets
Before
down on the
anyone
ground.
else, where do we go? Where was the last time you guys
Gets
were
hot.
attacked?
Goes back up.
Because he leaves, I'm guessing, right?
yeah,
tricky
so he's
nose,
leaving.
but it's
So
kinda
he
fun.
says if you
See
guys
this fucking light the other day when
travel,
we had
like I
Manticore
said,
attacking.
we've hit him about
Yeah.
half day out. So
Oh,
we're
yeah,
about
Manticore
2 hours.
Just slaughtering our horses.
Traveling.
Say,
So
he dropped
it's
out
going
groceries lower than all the other ones.
maybe-
Those other fuckers died.
I wouldn't go more than a day.
Yeah.
So if you don't encounter them this afternoon, maybe make camp at night and then.
Just yell out Cyclops, come here. Maybe that's
Oh yeah, I guarantee you, if you light a big fire, you'll draw attention. It might not be them though. You might draw attention to something else. I mean, there's other things. There's plenty of other things.
We don't want to encounter them with them figuring us out first. We'd rather find them.
2 camps. One set up to look like a camp with a fire, and one that doesn't have a fire off to the side. So when they attack the fire, we attack them.
I like that idea.
With juggling dwarves.
Cool idea.
I think I remember this plan.
Yeah. Great plan.
As I said, I mean, you guys light a big bonfire at night. That's on you. But it might not be them coming after you. It could be frost giants. It could be these chimera, or these manicores,
And
or
you'd like
even
any of those.
wyverns. So,
And you'd
or
like
a
any of
dragon.
those taken care of, right?
I think
It's
we
not-
should be able to distract
It's
them.
not a swampy area over here, right?
How big of a
Omar.
group have they attacked? We're not going to scare them off by our size, are we?
Well, see, they've attacked our groups. It's been like 4. My scouts are groups of 4. So that's what we have dealt with. So yeah, I do not know if they see your big group and they, may not
8 or 9 of us.
may not advance, towards you guys.
It's a bunch of flamethroers. Come on. Are they really not going to attack us?
So we could hide some of the people in the wagon then. I think that would be helpful.
Probably.
When they look in it, we stab them. Like, we just leave the wagon, and then we
What
look
do
in
you think? Should we put as many people in the wagon and have them kind of lay low as we can? Look like we're merchants of some sort, maybe? Or escorting merchants?
Yeah.
Maybe it makes sense to do that.
Yeah, the fighters.
As we travel, maybe.
Lamorne will say, well, the big issue is you have a wyvern with you.
Well, we'll fly super high.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that might help. But just so you remember, there's other things in the sky.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, Lord.
I don't.
I got a cleared passenger with me now. We're undefeatable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be a short sword, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, perfect. Awesome.
So a wakizashi.
Yeah, one of those.
Okay, Billy, why don't you set us up so so it looks like he's in the wagon, so it looks a little more concealed.
Yeah, I do. It's a monk weapon.
I just lay down and relax in the wagon.
Keep it all rolling.
Yep, that's right.
Keep it all rolling. Nice. A little less
I
now.
forgot to share the roleplay selling the Dwarven slate mail back to them. That was going to be amusing.
I'm a raging monk, dude.
Hey, I paid a lot extra for this Dwarven
Raging.
slate no one wanted.
Not the Raging Cajuns.
No.
The Raging Asian.
Vega.
Right here, that was a good one.
Boom.
If this works out with me riding on Monty, perhaps we should consider getting me a lance.
You're Raging.
You're raging.
It's probably not going to work out, but it's a good idea.
What do you mean it's not going to work out? It's working out just fine so far.
So far.
This is like when you visit a restaurant and you eat their food and you enjoy it once. You see?
What's a restaurant?
If you go to a tavern and there's a beautiful woman there, you don't
There's
really
a
want
restaurant.
to
Oh, you're not for
enjoy
you.
it for the one time, right?
You don't probably know what a restaurant is. That's true. What was the
Hmm.
character that you had? Oh, he's in the box.
Well, you could
What's in the
share.
box?
It would help increase the odds of us winning.
Where's the D4?
What's in the box? Oh my gosh, there's a human about to stab you in the face.
That might be
Ever seen
interesting.
movie 7?
Zonta's still around somewhere. That'll work.
The what?
Santi's an
We're not
undead,
gonna.
man.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
no,
no.
we're not going there. We're not going. Nope. Nope.
Not undead.
I
Sorry.
wish I could unsee this.
I know it was bad.
Zombie manator.
There it
Don't
is.
think about the future yet, Margo. Let's just enjoy the now.
I am. You're sitting in front of me.
I know. Maybe I'll be a big spoon in a minute here.
Sorry if it's a little lumpy.
You want 6 horses on the wagon?
Why don't we click that off?
Well, I am the tallest woman in the room.
Remember, there's a dagger between the two.
Guys, this is actually probably a great place to stop. Up top. This is probably actually a great place to stop until next week. No, just the very corner. You just have to click it.
This?
Get rid of that. And then X that. X.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice.